Here we are again. You're watching the SCPL, and we're about to go into White Clan Ho, who is a Zerg player, against Foreign Broodwar All-Stars, Hirbu. I don't know if I said that right, but I'm not going to be saying that throughout the game or my voice will die.
Someone needs to call him a hoe though.
I know, Ho is a funny name. Oh my god, Eskia, you just missed the TBT. Like, there's Eskia, he's like, oh my god, Shinhan tank, more like Shinhan no Terrans, and it's like, you literally just missed the TBT mirror mashup, but you know what, it's gonna be a CBC, and it is gonna be on Sin Chupung Ryung. Now, am I saying that right, or am I saying it wrong?
Who knows, to be honest. It is such a crazy map name. I would say it's Shin Chumpon Ryang or something, but what do I know?
You know Korean, that makes you more qualified.
But Koreans often say that I pronounce things extremely wrong.
Okay, well, I don't know, maybe it's the Koreans who are wrong. Either way, it's going to be a CBC, so how do you reckon this will play out, if you were to sort of take a guess?
On this map, usually people open like 9 pill or in base 12 hatch or something like that. Like, you don't usually see the typical, say, 12 pill, 12 hatch kind of thing.
Is there any particular reason?
Because it's kind of hard to defend your natural area. Like, I don't know if I can like take off the fog of war and look at it or anything, but if I remember correctly, there's like another entrance or something into your natural.
There is, so I guess that
It's
would
like
play
really difficult
yeah, that
to
would play a big
defend
part.
from Zerglings.
Okay, well, I guess there's no other way to explore this better than to jump into the game, so are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's get this started. Now, this is certainly one of the weirdest matchups for me because you can either have like an hour-long game or like a 5-minute game. There doesn't seem to really be an in-between, and I'm not really sure why. But starting us off in the bottom left position, we have the Peach Zerg. It's going to be Hirabu.
And in the top right corner, playing for Clan White, it's Ho, the Teal Zerg. And it is a 2-player map, so they are both going to scout in the correct direction of their overlord.
They're both going to they're both going to overlord each other, or however you usually say it. Or they're both going to get overlorded, which
Yeah, they are both getting overlorded thoroughly. And Hirmu has... No. Yeah, he has gone for an overlord.
who's Hirabu also went for a gas trick, right? Because he's 10 for 9.
Oh no, wait, sorry. Ho is the teal player.
Yep.
And Hirmu's doing 10 hatch? Yeah, over 10 hatch or something. No, he's not even making the overlord. He's gone 10 hatch here.
Okay.
Pretty crazy.
That's really weird. Like, why would you do this? If you know.
Well, there is like a crazy timing where you get a ton of early Zerglings, and then you can just overwhelm your opponent and kill them with Zerglings.
Oh, who's
Because he
going
is
for
going
12
for
hatch?
10-9. So it is like, I wouldn't say it's like completely all in, but it's like a little bit risky.
And who's
And
going
his
for
opponent's
12
going for
hatch,
12
so
hatchery.
I guess the extra production's going to come into play a little bit quicker for Hinamu, and maybe that'll turn the tide. I don't think I've ever seen this build though. Out of all the SCPL games I've casted, this is probably the first time I've seen this.
Well, he will have like a lot extra larvae from the other hatchery, because it'll finish like before the spawning pool, so there already will be larvae waiting there. But his opponent's gone for 12 hatch, so he's going to also have the extra larvae just slightly later. So he might just be fine, actually.
Yeah, in a way, it almost looks like it's going to come out slightly even because the gas finishes nearly exactly the same time. Of course, the pool going to finish it a little bit earlier for Hinamu, and he's already added on a lot of lings by the looks of it, but by the time they get to Ho's base, he's already going to have the lings there to defend.
He is pulling off of his gas as well, so he is just going for like crazy Zerglin all in here probably. You might even want to bring drones and try and put Sunkens in as well.
That'd be kind of cool going for the Faust 2v2 style, just in 1v1. I must admit, that was one of the things, like, I'm not a massive fan of StarCraft 2, but one of the things that I really loved from when I was watching StarCraft 2 early is loads of Zergs were building proxies in their opponent's main. And I guess it's because the creep spread it a little bit bigger, so it was like a little bit easier to hide stuff, but you'd see like spine crawlers and stuff be added, but you don't really see that as much in Brood War.
Yeah, we have the Zerglin engagement now. This is like do or die here for Hirmu. And it's just got completely defended easily. He lost like 2 Zerglins or something.
Okay, apparently I've got static, so I'm just quickly trying to fix that. Hopefully it's a little bit better now, people in chat, but I mean, yeah, as you said, Hermu tried to push in there, but didn't really do too much damage, and there's a Sunken there now to defend.
Yeah, and he's still just rally pointing Zerglins over. So if Ho just keeps making Zerglins, he should be fine. And he does have his layer finished as well, so he has the huge tech advantage. So Hirmu, he's trying to mine gas now, but it's like way too late, really. So he is like super all in right now. And
Yeah.
it might even work because he's. No, his opponent did make Zerglins. I thought he maybe added on more drones there.
I mean, you can even see in the drone count, there's, I can't count, but I think there's 10 drones in the main, 3 in gas, 7 on minerals, so that's way more drones for her. But oh my god, there's a lot of damage coming in from Hermu's Zerglings.
Yeah, he did get a good surface area on the Zerglins, but the Sunken Colony does add a lot, and his Zerglins do all just sort of fall down. And he's kind of in a world of hurt right now, because Ho's going to throw down a Spire, and then Hirmu has no answer to that. He's trying to add in drones now, actually, Hirmu.
Yeah, this is the one thing I always get so confused about with ZVZ. Like, I'm not sure where the players ever take it from here, because obviously Ho's going to have his Spire quicker. Now, does Hermu decide to add an Evo Chamber on and try and tell this out, or do you think he's going to try and just get the Spire just a little bit later?
Oh, he definitely has to go for the Evo Chamber, because the Spire has started like before his layer has even finished. But it might just come down to these Zerglins that are flooding over now, and Hirmu tried to make 4 extra drones, so he might just sort of die.
Well, this is a good surface area there for Hermu, and he does have the drones there to defend as well, but there's a lot of lings streaming down here.
Yeah, he's losing all the extra drones that he made, and now he's just like further and further behind as the seconds go on. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, that's actually kind of unfortunate for him, but you know what, he put up a decent fight early on. He got a really nice engagement to start with. I mean, he's still technically in the game. Like, when Spire comes out, he could be in a lot of trouble. And
Yeah, the Spire is almost done now, and he has no Evil Chamber, so he is in a real big problem here. Yeah, you need to start your Evil Chamber around the time their opponent's Spire finishes, and he has not done so. So even if these Zerglins don't kill him, they immune as well.
The one thing that surprised me is I saw all the drones as natural. I thought, oh, he rebuilt a load of drones. That's quite dangerous. And then I noticed he had no drones in his main because he transferred them all.
Yeah, he tried to defend with all of his drones as natural.
Oh man, the Evo Chamber's only just started. The Muteless are on their way across the map now. Hermu can't have been feeling very good about this game, I don't think. I saw he did say in the chat.
As soon as the Mutas get here, he's gonna have to GG him.
That in the creep colonies, but I don't think they're gonna finish in time.
Yeah, he just doesn't have vision of the Spire or the Mutas. And all his drones falling down. Desperate Zerglins crawling across the map here, but they're gonna get nothing done, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, he put up a good fight, of course, going up against tough opponents. This, I think, is Ho's first game for White in the SCPL. I know that White have started trying to get some of their better players to play as well, just because they want to win.
At least Hermu showed up for his games.
He did. He showed up. He put in a good effort as well. He went for a build
unlike
he'd
some
never tried
people.
before, so the fact he didn't practice it, maybe with a little bit more practice, he can actually win from there. So, I mean, that was a really, really cool try by him. And, I mean, unfortunately, that does mean that FBW are going to go down 4-0 in this series. But you know what? He still did put a very good effort in, so well done to him.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt because normally people don't do 12 hitch in that map. So if the hit went like a 9 pull, you can sometimes overrun them with Zerglings and you don't expect it from 10 hit rate. But his opponent did just sort of build even a sunken colony early on. So there was nothing he could really do there. Just build order counter really.
Yeah, now I guess there's only one thing left to do with this series, and then we can move on to the next one. So I'm going to quickly bring up the results screen. I know we've only just seen 2 games, and they were quite quick, so kind of pointless. This is more for the purpose of the VODs, and we can just see what games were walkovers and stuff. So I'll just bring this up. Let me move it over. Now, as you can see, it was a 4-0 victory for White Clan. J1 won versus Just in a walkover. Unfortunately, Just didn't appear for his game. FAMAS2 beat Roegi in a TBT. I mean, even that was pretty close, but Roegi just lost a few too many units, I think. Bai won against Faust in a walkover as well. Faust didn't turn up for his game. Hopefully they're all going to turn up for week 7, or I'm going to be very, very mad with them. And
Yeah, you
as
can
we...
disqualify them if they don't.
I can't disqualify them, that's the problem. You know what, I'm gonna have to like put the beat down on Discord. I'm just gonna mute Faust until he does what he needs to do. But we did finally finish off there with Ho versus Hirmu, and that was a cool CVZ, so that was quite nice to finish on. Now, for the next game, I think it's DM versus Net Wars we're gonna go into. I mean, actually, you know what? You are the second caster. Hopefully, you'll come back again, but because this is your first time casting the SCPL, I guess you've casted me before. But so we have 2 possible series to do. We've got DM versus Net Wars and ReV versus NaS. Which would you prefer to watch first?
Oh, I would like to see ReV versus NaS because it has a lot of really cool players that I like.
Okay, then let's do that. So I am going to quickly set up the overlay, and while I'm doing that, I guess we can just have a little bit of a chat. So obviously it's the weekend, it's a bank holiday. What do you have planned?
Well, I have nothing planned.
Okay, that's a great question because neither do I. I was hoping you'd have something. But you know what? There is a bit of news about next week that people probably don't know, but the only People's Champion Rapid Casting is coming to the UK, so that should be pretty fun.
Yeah, we can all hang out together, all 3 of us. It'll be really awesome.
What day is he actually getting to the UK? Because I don't know
On Monday, which is the 7th. Yeah, the 7th.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool. I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday we said we'd meet up, but those 2 are going to come down to London and we're going to hang out for the day, so that should be a lot of fun as well. Where am I looking?
Kicks out of jail for a day.
You know what? It's hard. I barely get any free time. Like they don't let me out the cell very often, and it's going to be hard walking around with that massive bracelet. That like the foot bracelet, ankle bracelet, I guess you'd call it. But either way, it's not too bad. One of these days, I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna get a place that doesn't look like a prison.
That's impossible. Everywhere in England looks like a prison.
I'm sitting here and I'm trying to do what I usually do with like a screen up while I'm doing this. It usually takes me like 3 minutes and I'm trying to rush through it and I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh man, I've been doing this for nearly 7 weeks, and it's still no easier than it used to be. Like, that's actually... I don't know, I guess that's kind of well, not disappointing as such, but kind of weird. You would have thought that I'd be able to do all this by now, but it doesn't get any easier.
This gets more stressful over time as you have more and more information to show the people.
It does, and I always leave everything way, way, way too late as well. Like, you found that out before the cast, but I've said it before, and I'll say it again. But thank you, Creative, for the host. Welcome to his viewers. You are watching the SCPL. We're just about to get into the next game, so hopefully you'll stick around and not disappear, but I'm just currently trying to set everything up super, super quickly, so hopefully I shouldn't take too long.
I believe in you. And I'll get the ankle bracelet off of you, push you into the river and drown it.
I really hope you don't push me into the Thames, especially not in London. Like, I don't think you want to go in the water in London. I certainly wouldn't want to go there.
Someone has to go in there. You know, it has to happen.
You know what, Raph hits the outsider, maybe we should throw him in.
It's a pretty good idea. I think you would like it, right? You like swimming?
He wants to experience British culture. What more cultural than throwing someone in the Thames? Off of Tower Bridge.
I know you use those big donuts they have at the side of all the rivers. They never get any use.
The funny thing is, I went to St. Catherine's Dock once, and there was a bunch of people just jumping in there, and I was like, I don't know why you want to go anywhere near that water. Like, Thames water is not clean. Like, at all. It's not as bad as it used to be, though. Like, well, not that I would know, but back in, like, the 1600s, height of the plague and stuff like that wasn't very nice in London whatsoever.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It'll be fine. It will help your immune system in the long run. It's like a mouse. You know, mice eat like moldy bread and stuff specifically to help their immune system. So you can try
no idea about that. Where did you find that out?
I don't remember. Like a few years ago, I was reading about mice, I guess, because I have a pet snake. So I guess I was reading about it at the time. It might be in my snake fact book thing that I got as well.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Like, my friend, when I was younger, used to have a snake. I remember one day, his mum, like, used to be fine with him caring for the snake and everything. But this one day, he got called home from school, like, crazy early, because his snake had got out and his mum couldn't find it anywhere. That was kind of funny that day, because she was not happy with him.
Yeah, Cello manages to escape from his vivarium every so often, but you can usually find him either in a cupboard or in one of my drawers, which he manages to somehow squeeze into like the tiniest hole. You know how like under the bottom drawer there's like this opening?
Yeah,
you can't see, but it's like under there. So he gets in there somehow, and then he just curls up under like socks or something.
It's so weird thinking about snakes like that, because you'd never think that they would be that kind of creature, but I guess they are. Like, I don't get freaked out by snakes, but like, they're not something I'd go out my way to find, I guess, but I guess snakes are pretty cool, so it's not too bad.
They have the cutest little eyes. They really do. Like, I'm not joking there. Their eyes are like these little beady things, like you might find on like a stuffed toy or something, you know? Googly eyes.
That's actually really... I've only been close to a snake, I think, once, like, and that was at the zoo, but, yeah, either way, the good thing is, and the good news to the viewers as well, I have finally sorted out the overlay. Oh, damn, I started the replay before you were in. Yeah, if you can join the replay, I'll bring up the overlay and stuff, and we can go through and introduce our next game, and our next series of games. There is 2 more series left, and there is a maximum of 5 games per series, and I don't know why I keep doing the hand signals to do, like, the, count out and whatever, but either way, the game we're about to see is going to be, let me just bring that up. Okay, so here we go. Finally, I'm here. So we are about to watch, as Cadenzi suggested, Clan Revolution versus NaS. Now, Clan Revolution 2 for 3 at the moment in Group B, so they're out of the contention for now, at least for the playoffs. Unfortunately for them, but NaS on 2 wins, 2 losses as well, so it's still going to be pretty close between them and I'm sure they're both fighting for pride and finishing a little bit higher in the group, so...
Yeah, they don't want to finish last in the group, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've heard so far is Group B is a little bit stronger than Group A. Now, the strongest team in Group A unfortunately disbanded because all their players left after a little bit of controversy. But I mean, that's not too bad. But let's have another look at the maps again. Now, I don't know if
It's
you want
not
to.
too bad.
I don't know if you want to announce the maps this time because of it last time. Hopefully you remember, but it is up on my stream as well if you want to.
Okay, we have Abby Love against Batosai.
Okay, but can you remember what the 5 maps are?
Grand Line.
That is correct.
And something and something and something and something.
Okay, to save you from this awkwardness, set 1 is going to be on Grand Line SE, set 2 is on Neo Moonglaive, set 3 on Judgment Day, set 4, Sinchapungryung, and set 5, if we get to it on the ace match, is going to be New Empire of the Sun. Now, as Cadenzi did just say, we are going to be starting with Care Bear versus Batorsai. That's going to be a TVP, and that should be a lot of fun. Following up from that, we will be heading on to Zoz versus Dragon. It's going to be a PvZ. My overlay is going to have the wrong thing. I keep forgetting he race picks. Next is going to be Narsil versus Beast. That's going to be a PvP. And Beast plays Zerg versus Protoss as well. And then Indy versus Sugo is going to be a PvP to finish us off. So we've got 3 PvZs in this series and a PvP. So you're going to have to drop the knowledge bombs here because that's a lot of Zerg games.
Well, I mean, CVP is pretty fun sometimes. Sometimes it can be frustrating. But it's a nice matchup to watch. Definitely any matchup with Zerg in it's like pretty enjoyable for like almost everyone.
Yeah, even I don't mind CVP that much. Like, I used to hate it, but now I really, really don't mind it. But just to introduce the players, Care Bear, fighting for Clan ReV. He's been doing pretty well so far, 4 for 2 in his win-loss ratio. And his opponent is Batorsai. Batorsai's not fared as well. Batorsai only with 1 win, 2 losses, but still should be a fairly even game and that should be a lot of good. All I know is Eskia is probably throwing like his PC out the window right now because there's no Terrans in this set. So
I know Batosai is in the BSL Chobo League, and Care Bear, also known as Ivy, the ProLeague of the BSL, and they're both highly ranked in either one. So it's interesting. We're gonna see like if there's a gap between the 2 leagues or if they're like fairly close.
yeah, because
Perhaps.
wasn't Care Bear the first person to qualify out of the group stage of BSL as
Yeah.
well?
Maybe like the second. I'm not sure. Can't remember.
Either way, they're going to be fighting here on Grand Line SE. Now, so far, Zerg versus Protoss has been 5 for 3 in favor of Zerg. I'm sure Care Bear is going to want to make that 6 for 3. But Batorsai probably feeling a little bit of pressure. It depends on what version of the map they played on. But if they played on the IC Cup one, either way they can wall in, so it's not too bad. But let's jump over to the game and let's get started with the first game in our second series of the evening. Okay, I'll let you introduce the first player and I'll finish off the overlay quickly.
Okay, here in the top left corner, we have Care Bear ReV, also known as Avilov, as the yellow Zerg player.
And spawning down here in the bottom left is going to be his opponent, the purple Protoss. It's going to be Batorsai. Now
And he's going to get overlorded. immediately. Where's the... Isn't the natural for his base on the right side of his nexus here?
No, it's to the north. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. So it is
Lema
normal overlord skin.
yeah, so natural on the Mancha would be to the right, but in this map it's like north and south of all the bases. So not too crazy for him, but like if you were looking, I know you've played this map quite a lot with me, but obviously that's TBZ, but if you were to play this map on CVP, what would be your sort of go-to build here?
Oh, my go-to build in ZVP is the 973 always, pretty much. Unless, like, it's Sparkle or some reason that I cannot do that.
Gotta go for that Hydra Bust, I guess. I guess like, it works pretty
Oh,
well,
Spirit
so...
of Engine. You must be honored in every single ZVP game.
One thing I've noticed in CVP is mainly that I guess there's no real reason not to Hydra Bust unless you know they're going to be really defensive, because if they screw the defense up in any way, shape, or form, you just seem to win. So
Is this a normal wall up here? His forge is in a strange location.
I don't think this is a very good wall. I think maybe he thought he could... Wait, why has he built his forge there? Yeah, this is...
I think maybe he put his pylon in like a bad location and now it's just kind of snowballing out of control.
Yeah, I think his pylon is like one hex too far to the right, so he can't build the forge next to it. Because I think the ideal position is you put the pylon at the top, the forge at the bottom, and then the gateway above it. But I think he
Yeah.
maybe messed that up a little bit. I know TT1 was saying on the Discord channel earlier that it is really difficult for Protoss to try and build walls, so
And the Zerg does scout the Overlord, sees the forge, and backs out of the Overlord. And so his scouting probe is going the wrong way because he did not notice that happening.
that's kind of annoying when that happens. Like, when it happens to me as Terran as well, I just feel so bad by the time I realise I've scouted every other base.
So he did have to throw down his cannon before his nexus just to be safe against like 9 pill or something. And now his gateway should come down, but it's going to be in a really weird location.
Yeah, this is quite possibly. I'm not going to be harsh here. I don't want to be harsh, but realistically, if I'm going to say of all the PvZs I've seen in the SCPL, and I've seen a lot, even on this map, I think. Well, I've seen it was 4 for 3, so I've seen about 7 or 6. That has to be the worst wall I have ever seen, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. But please, if you play this map again, work on the walls.
Yeah, not the best preparation there. And he loses his scouting probe to only 2 Zerglings.
Oh, this isn't going so well for
Terrible.
Betosso so far. And I've just realised I've had sound effects turned off this entire time, so that sounded incredibly weird, but could be worse. At least I didn't leave my mic muted the whole time like I have done before.
We do have a no gas build from the Zerg player though. It looks like it might be the 5 hatchery before gas build.
That seems to be like becoming a lot more common recently. I've seen quite a lot of Zergs going for it. Is there sort of like an inherent advantage to going for that when you know your opponent's gone Nexus, or...
Well, you can just sort of spam out hydras and you don't have to really macros heavily and you can just focus on the macros. So maybe if you're more of a macro player, it is like a safer, more reliable build for you.
Yeah, there we see in the 12 o'clock position the 5th hatchery's gone down, the 4th in the natural as well, so I guess Avi is
He's
probably
got
gonna...
double gas as well. Interesting.
I mean, could you follow up with Spire and Lair from here, or would you more likely just go straight into Hydralisks?
I mean, I would imagine he's going straight into Hydralisk, but I don't know why he would go double extractor so early. Guess we'll see. He does get the full scout off on the Stargate as well.
Yeah, that's Stargate fairly normal timing, but also still doesn't really have any information whatsoever. I don't even think he sent out a second scouting probe, so he's pretty much in the dark right now. Yeah, so the only thing he's actually seen, he's not seen any of the main, he's not seen the third base either. He just saw the ramp where his probe died, so he's not in the best of position vision-wise, but of course when this first Corsair does come out, he can go and get that scout that he needs.
Okay, so he's got Zergling speed as well, which I wouldn't normally see with this kind of build, so that's maybe why he's gone for the fast second guess there.
He's got a nice wall going on at the or at his third base even. He's got the hatchery, and then the Evo chamber to the right, and that will make it a lot easier to sort of funnel the zealots through when they eventually do get to his base.
Yeah, and he is pumping out the hedges now. Just a couple of them for now.
Now,
And Battleside's
interestingly,
adding on gateways.
the strange thing for me is Batosai actually used his first Corsair to kill the Overlord rather than go and scout, so I almost feel like he missed a little bit of a trick there, because obviously, I mean, he has supply blocked Care Bear here, but I mean, he won't get the vision that he needs to, or at least, maybe he will, because Care
Well, he
Bear's
will
moved his
because
Hydras out.
it wasn't a spire opening, but yeah, it is a good point. Like that Overlord in his main was kind of free later on.
Yeah, and I mean, the Overlord isn't really going to see anything early on, I wouldn't believe. I mean, I may be wrong about this, but I guess there's not really too much super early after the Stargate that you really need to worry about as a third player, right?
And he should be fine. Although he's gone 6 hatch now and he's adding on tons of drones, so this is not going to be like a crazy 5 hatch Hydra timing or anything. He's just going to play defensively. And the Zealots are moving out a little bit here.
It looks like Batosa is going to go for Ser Reaver here, though, because he has his Robo coming up before the Citadel. Now, Ser Reaver's a pretty good choice on this map. There is the island base in 9 and 3 that you can take, so that could be pretty good for him. I mean, I guess it would
Interestingly,
mean...
he's actually spamming out Dragoons. So he might be going for a Dragoon Reaver timing. Or just he expects Lurkers for some reason.
Seeing
He's
Dragoons this
skipping out
early
Temper
in...
Tech completely.
Yeah, seeing Dragoons this early in PvZ always worries me. It always makes me feel like if Care Bear just had a ton of Hydralists at this point... I mean, it's... Batosa hasn't really scouted anything, so he's sort of moving all of his units out onto the map as well, and this could go incredibly bad if there was a big, like, swell of Hydralists that came down. I can't help but feel
Yeah,
his
the
units would all
Reavers are
die.
maybe not going to be in time. And he has only one cannon and not really like any build more cannons with this kind of weird wall that he's got going on. But he's moving out anyway, he has no fear. Dragoon Zealot army, PvT, let's go.
I mean, if you're going to have no fear, you may as well do it in the first game of the series, because of course if Batosai does lose this, his team can still come back, so there is 4 possible games after this. And I mean, this still could work if Care Bear gets a little bit complacent, he may get run through here.
But the Protoss army is a little bit confused. It's not sure where the bases are. It's just kind of scouting around. And Overlord does spot the Dragoons, I think. So he's just going to look to flank this whole army here. Their Hydras are moving down. They're going to get a really nice round, I think, here.
Oh, luckily enough, the single Dragoon is going to... Oh, maybe not. I was going to say single Dragoon is going to scout this, but yeah, this is going to be such a bad engagement for Battleside. There's just units coming in from all different angles, Hydras and Lings.
Yeah, he's just getting completely slaughtered here. He doesn't have his Reaver at all. He has like 3 Dragoons left in his main. I don't know that he can defend here.
Yeah. That's one way to leave a game. Oh man, that was one of the quickest CVPs I think I've seen as well. Like usually, I think CVP out of all the matchups I've seen in the SCPL so far always goes on the longest. Like I don't entirely know why. I think it's just purely because CVP can go on for quite a while sometimes, but still, I mean, it's a pretty good matchup. There's not anything too crazy about it, but I mean, that was certainly an interesting game from Batosai there, I would say.
It was a very, very odd build that he went for. It was like PVT build going on there. I'm not sure what his plan was.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is I can start to load up the next replay now, so if you just hop in the game as well, and then I'll just report the previous win and move on to the next game. So should be a pretty cool game coming up, guys, so do stick around for that if you are tuned in at the moment. Thank you for tuning in as normal. This is the 6th week now of the SCPL. So you guys have been following me quite a lot, and I do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the tournament so far, and hopefully you're enjoying the co-cast here with Cadency today.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. And we've got another ZVP coming up, so exciting. Hopefully we get like Templar sort of game going on here, maybe like a more normal game.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the weirdest ones I've seen. Now, I mean, Care Bear just played that out really well. I know one of the questions you did say earlier on was if there was much of a difference between Turbo League and the Pro League of BSL. And I think that game showed there is. Like, Bathos did a good job, but unfortunately, I think he got thrown off by the fact he messed up his wall and he just couldn't really recover from that.
Yeah, it looked like he wasn't prepared at all for the map that he was playing on.
It's kind of sad when that happens, but you know what, there's not really too much you can do about it. Sometimes you just have those off days and yeah, it just feels awful. Like, I don't know if you get these days as much as I do. I know you've seen me go through a lot of these horrible days, but like, you just play and everything goes wrong. Like, you start off and you think, I'm gonna do well, and then one thing goes wrong and it just all tumbles down from there. But yeah, let me quickly bring up the overlay and let's get into this next game.
Can you hear me?
I can, just about, but I think your camera's crashed. Okay, I think you may be lagging or something. Doesn't seem to be me, but yeah, let's restart the call. Hopefully that won't break anything. Okay, just while this is happening, you can see the... you know what, I'm actually just going to hide this quickly. Okay, let's bring up the overlay while we're waiting for Cadenza to get back in. And let's have a look at our next game in the series. And this is the wrong screen. Everything is going wrong here. Okay, let's pretend none of this is happening. Let's go back to the beginning. Here we go. So it's going to be a PvZ. It's going to be between ReV, Zoz, and NaS Dragon. Now I'm just quickly trying to restart the call with Cadency here. Hopefully she'll be able to get back in before. I like how Hello Cat and the thing was like, I'm not going for Batosa anymore. I think he thought he was going to win. Okay, looks like Cadency is going to restart Discord, so let me keep you guys entertained while we're waiting. I did say before, and I'll say again, thank you very much for tuning in to the SCPL. This is only our second series of today, and there's lots still to come. So please, if you do want to support the stream, hit that follow button if you want to. Sorry for the self-promotion here, and of course my esteemed colleague, my esteemed... casting colleague here. She did cast the ESL in Italy because that was a bit awkward.
Hello.
But Cadency is back. Perfect.
Are we working normally?
I think we are. Let's just make that bigger, and that's the wrong button. That just filled you in my screen. How the hell did I do this before?
You sounded like a robot earlier when the thing was breaking. I don't know if you could hear what I was saying now.
Yeah, apparently you sounded like a robot as well, so I guess maybe Discord just went a bit funny. But you're finally back, so we can get on with the game, so hopefully you're still in the game as well. You didn't disconnect from there, right?
Yeah, I am in the game, I think.
Okay, so as I was saying just now, we're going to have another CVP. It's going to be Zoz fighting for ReV, and he is going to be up against Dragon, the North American Protoss hero. Please CVP though. Dragon has done pretty well so far. 3 for 2 for his team. Zoz 1 for 3. And the map they are going to be moving on to is going to be Neo Moonglaive. Now, do you have any preferences about Neo Moonglaive for ZVP, anything like that?
All of your special kicks maps, I've kind of only played ZVT on, so I'm not entirely sure how ZVP goes on Neo Moonglaive.
Okay, well, you should be in for a very good treat here because we have had some insane ZVPs here. I don't know if you've seen any of the games, but Sol Babo versus. You know what, it was the other day and I can't remember who he played against, but he went like this weird mass muleless style, and it went on for a very long time, and it was a crazy game. I think it was Imba, that was it, because Imba was the guy who was like, I don't know how you won. And I was trying not to laugh, but I had to. And you know what? Let's hop into the next game and let's get started. So let me just bring up the game screen and let's get going.
Okay, I thought Dragon was a Protoss player. Am I crazy?
You are crazy. Dragon plays CVP. He does not play PvP for some reason. I guess a lot of people race pick because they're in like the mirrors, but starting us off in the bottom left position is going to be the White Zerg. It's going to be Dragon.
And in the 12 o'clock position, we have Zals. I'm
I
not
think
sure how you pronounce that, the yellow Protoss player.
I think that's Zoz. That's what I've been calling him. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but
Zals,
no one's
the
ever.
Wizard of Zals.
Yeah, no one's ever like corrected me on it. So
Maybe like Chinese or something. It's like Shoth or something strange.
Zhao somehow. Yeah, looks like Zar's going to be building his pylon at the front. Hopefully, his wall goes a little bit better than Betosai did last game. One thing I've seen Dragon do in CVP is he does like going for like weird Ling busts when he knows he can win. So, I mean, as a Protoss player, I guess he has that little bit of extra advantage of knowing exactly how the things turn up and how they work.
Looks like he's going cross map of his Overlord though, which is interesting.
I guess he's scouting towards the other. Well, I'd say the other natural, but I guess it's not, is it really?
It's like actually just straight up cross map here. Never really seen that happen before.
I guess
Must be
in
going for the mind games or something.
not only that, but I guess in CVP it doesn't really matter too much either, does it? Because in CVT, if you do this, the Overlord dies to a Marine, and there's nothing you can do.
Maybe scared about proxy gateways or something. He's like scouting for the middle even with his drone, so
Now
can you build in the middle?
you can build in quite a lot of the spaces. You can't build on the blue bits, but everything else you can build on. That's why I said a little bit earlier when we were doing the TVT that basically you have like turret lines built on those because it's like the one bit of the middle you can build on. And I abuse that a lot when I'm playing this map because it's really hard to push against Terran without turrets. Just way too much of a painful experience.
Pretty risky here though. He doesn't scout his opponent at all and goes for fast nexus. And he blocks off the little tiny gap with his forge. And he has the cannon just sort of on its lonesome here next to the gateway. Very strange looking wall.
Yeah, he's doing a weird wall again. Now, I have seen a PvZ on this map where they did build the forge there, and it was actually against Tai 2, and Tai 2 didn't win the game because he sent his lings around that way rather than the other one. But it's kind of a weird situation to wall there, but it's just kind of weird how he's following up this wall. I guess maybe he's going to try and put another gateway or like maybe the core in front of the
Yeah,
cannon.
we should have the, I guess the core is going to come here under the cannon. Oh, the Overlord is suiciding. It's had enough of this life.
It's been so long getting there as well. That was the second Overlord. He finally sees where his opponent is, and that's just unfortunately the end of, well, not the end of him. He does survive, but is going to be blocked from scouting anything.
And we're actually going to see 3-hatch layer in ZVP for once. Normal, sort of old school build here. And yeah, he does put the core under the cannon.
I guess the only thing is with going 3-hatch hair, like the hair? 3-hatch hair? 3-hatch layer. I guess he's not building the third hatchery at the natural, so he's not going to be able to get a quick fourth base off of this.
Yeah, that's like a lonesome base down there. Just playing it safe, I suppose.
And one thing I've seen that the Protoss player is doing, he's adding the Citadel before Stargate as well, so this could actually be really dangerous if Dragon goes for a, what do you call it, a Spire here, which I think he probably is going to.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine so, but he is going to get an Overlord in the Protoss main and see the Citadels shortly. And the Zealot is coming down now to get some damage done if it can.
Yeah, this Zealot, there's not really too much there to contest it. There's 4 Lings, but I mean, if with good micro, the Zealot should be able to take these down, and there's 6 Lings now, that Zealot's going to have to run away. But I mean, one thing I said before, like, Dragon, of course, is a Protoss main, so he does play PvZ a lot. And one thing I've noticed, especially in his playstyle when he plays EVP, is he seems to do exactly what all the Terrans used to do on IC Cup to me that used to play PvT, and just play the most abusive way possible, because he knows exactly how to beat Protoss, because he's died to so much, I guess. But here we go, looks like he's going to try and break through the wall. There's no Lings to block that, or no Zealots even, and the Lings get straight into the main.
Yeah, and he also gets the full scout off. He saw that there was a probe cut to get 2 more gateways down. And the Lings are just trying to be as annoying as they possibly can.
Yeah, it's gonna take a very long time to clear these Lings out of this base, even 2 Lings. Like, you see pro games where, like, you have a PvZ and the Zerg player gets, like, 2 Lings into the base and that's pretty much game over, because the Protoss player can just never catch them. Now, the one benefit he does have is he does have that Zealot speed coming a lot quicker than what you'd normally see, so that could come into play here as well, I guess.
Actually, right now it seems like the Zerglings are hurting the Zerg player more than the Protoss player because his macro is slipping. He's got like drones AFK. He's getting his base in order now, but to be honest, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I mean, he got like 3 or 4 probes, but I guess the trouble is when you're trading Lings for 3 or 4 probes, but you're also not macroing behind it, it makes it a little bit harder to do. Because you're inadvertently putting yourself further behind than you should be. But here we go, we've got 4 Zealots moving across the map with speed now. There's no +1 on them just yet.
So he's going to defend this with just a handful of mutas if he can. Which is really annoying to defend because Zealots are super tanky.
Yeah, this is one thing I've noticed before, like, it just takes mutas forever to kill Zealots even. I mean, the Zealots are going to get
he
into
does
the
fight
main.
the Sunken. Which might be a bad move, but he's moving in now and killing so many drones now falling down in the natural and in the main.
Oh yeah, that Zealot in the natural has 3 kills. The Muta's trying to deal with the Zealot in the main. One of them has 1 kill. The other one has about 4 kills, I think. Does go down before that happens. But this is just so much damage for Dragon to be taking.
And there's one sneaky Zealot hiding here still. It does eventually fall down here, I think.
Is that the one that was in the main, or did I miss one?
Yeah, there was another one in the main. But he's now like throwing down a ton of panic cannons. Because he has no anti-air.
Yeah, he's got this Stargate.
Yeah,
he's trying to add the Templar. Oh, he's
going
going for
double
2
Stargate,
Stargates, yeah. He's also going Templar Archives at the same time now. I can only imagine he's going to go for that Archon really early on. And if Dragon's Mutant Micro isn't up to speed here, he can actually get really demolished by an Archon.
But he's going to be a long ways off getting the Archon.
Yeah, it takes a while to do, but...
But it is only 5 meters and he has like 1,000 cannons. So
yeah, he's got a bajillion cannons at the moment. It's kind of crazy. Now, the one unfortunate thing for Zos as well is, I've mentioned this before, but there is a little bit of a positional imbalance. If Zos had spawned over in the 3 o'clock position, there'd be a lot less room for the mutas to move around in. So, it looks like Zos is going to send out a Zealot on the map just to see if he can scout anything. But meanwhile, Dragon's just going to be adding his 6th hatchery on. And gonna look like he's gonna start moving into Hydralisk from here.
Yeah, and he's got his Evil Chamber. Everything's just looking very standard. Overlord speed coming down. I would like to see Maybe carapace on the mutas, but it is against double Stargate, so maybe he's just gonna give up on the mutas now.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, the Archon, sorry, does manage to start before the mutas pick up the High Templar.
yeah, that was really, really close actually. The Archon could go down though. He only has 2 Corsairs, so that's going to be enough to maybe take down the Mutalist, but it's going to take a long, long... Oh, the Archon finishes, gets a nice hit down, but then goes down as well.
Yeah, it was a nice Archon punch, but the mutas are not really going to be necessary anymore anyway. And he's now like committing to double Stargate Corsair against 6 Hatchery Hydralisk, and I'm not sure it's actually the best choice because he has no Storm now because all of his gas has gone into Corsairs.
Yeah, now one thing to, I guess we're about to see, I was going to see on the Zerg layer, oh yeah, it is Overlord speed. I just watched one of the Overlords just suddenly zoom up as if it hit the turbo button or something. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, the good thing for Zaz is he stopped building Corsairs now. He's
Oh
got...
wow, the Zerg's double hatchery. Oh no, it's not a full wall off. It looked like the Hydras couldn't get past there.
Oh, they are getting so confused though. Some of them are moving up into the main. I think the eggs are screwing up the pathing here. But I mean, this is a lot of units that Dragon has coming towards Zaz's base right now. And due to his base
Yeah, he has
layout,
no Storm. He needs no. Even if he has a Dark Templar out, I think there's too many Hydras to defend the Overlords.
yeah, he can't add any more cannons on either. There's just no room. Oh, this is going to be so bad for Zaz when these units come in. Dragon has been pretty much consistently supply blocked for a while there, but here we go. The attack has been activated. Can the Protoss hold on? It's going to be such a hard fight for him to take.
The Corsairs are just flying around looking for Overlords to try and supply block, and maybe if he can hold off these Hydras, he can survive, but he only has 2 more cannons left now and no army.
Yeah, and his forge should go down as well. I mean, the one Hail Mary he does have is a lot of Dragon's Hydras aren't attacking. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
but yeah, he doesn't have too much going on here. He does pull all of his probes and a few more zealots come down, but they're just like stuck in his own wall working against him here.
Yeah, it looks like 3 of the Overlords do go down back there, but he's lost his wall. The Forge is unpowered now. There's going to be no... Well, he's trying to add cannons on at the back, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much. And here we go. The Corsairs have gone down, and there's just so many Hydras absolutely everywhere. And GG! Zaz is taken out by Dragon in this second game.
A very nice standard play by Dragon there.
Yeah, one thing, like, I'm really impressed with people like Dragon. I know I personally don't like race picking too much, mainly because it means I play less TBT. Like, on IC Cup, if I got a TBT, it was like some kind of miracle because everyone would play PvT, obviously, and I'm on the wrong screen. But basically, I really do respect that Dragon is so good with Zerg versus Protoss, because ZVP is a hard... Well, PvC is probably harder. Like, I know there's a lot of Zerg players scoffing at me right now, but ZVP is certainly a little bit easier. I don't know if you agree with that, but
Well, I've never played well I've never played, but I've never really properly played from other perspectives, other races really.
yeah,
But
because
yeah, I mean ZVP is both easy and difficult at the same time. Like it's either a really easy game where you just sort of feel like you're in the lead the whole way, or it's like a struggle where you have like zealots everywhere in every base, killing all your drones, and you're just trying to move them all around. So it goes one way or the other, is what I find.
yeah, even watching it, it seems like that. Now, one thing that people may not know is you only actually started playing the game recently, didn't you? Only in about 20... Was it last year you started or something like that?
Last year, February, is when I started playing.
Which is really crazy, and it makes me feel worse because I've been playing since 2009 and you're way better than me. And
Don't worry, some people are slow learners, right?
yeah,
It's teasing.
I'm incredibly slow. It's okay. You know what? I put a lot of effort into hosting tournaments and stuff. That's my excuse. That's why I'm not as good, guys. It's not because I'm just bad at the game. It's I'm spending too much time organizing stuff and not enough playing. I'm just gonna host up the next replay. I'm gonna quickly bring up the intro and let's get on with the next game in the series. See you shortly. Welcome back, guys. You are tuning in to the SCPL. I am Kix, and I am joined here with Cadenzi, and we're about to move on to our third game in the series between NaS and ReV. Both of them are tied 1-1 at the moment, and it's been a pretty entertaining series so far. And I know Cadenzi's quite excited because we have another CVP coming up.
Yeah, and hopefully Zerg sweeps Protoss here 3-0. That would be nice to see.
It would, but it'd be kind of... You know what? Actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing because it would make us 2-1. If they were all on the same team, then it'd be a problem because it'd be another 3-0. But yeah, we're not going into that, so that's good.
Apparently these teams just don't feel Terran players.
I don't. Well, the crazy thing for me, and the thing I've noticed is, as the tournament's gone on longer and longer, teams are adding more Terran players. Now, NaS have added a Terran player now. They have stolen Terra from SK Alpha, so they're going to at least have a Terran mainstay in their team, which is better than nothing for me, because obviously Terran is my one true love, and I will always play Terran. You can't get me to play any other race.
It'll be interesting to see where all the SK players end up. If it strengthens a lot of the other teams.
Well, so far,
things off balance.
Terra's gone to NaS, and I know DeWalt has gone to IRK, and I think Last has gone to Red, maybe? I'm not too sure, but either way,
yeah,
they have, they're the three of them so far. And I think 619 wants to keep SK alive, so SKB or they may just be SK next time. They didn't field two teams the first time, but they've obviously got a lot smaller now due to everything that went on. But let me just quickly head on over to the overlay and let's introduce our next two players. Now, you may have seen, it does say PvP on the overlay, but it is going to be PvZ. We have Clan Revolution's Narsil, who is going to be our Protoss player for this game, and he is going to be up against the race picker for NaS. It's going to be Beast. Now, Beast hasn't played a game yet in the STPL. Narsil has played 3 and lost 3, so he is going to be looking to get his name on the board.
Yeah, I think he can do it because he is a beast of a player, right?
He is, and he's also playing Zerg, so going to be ZVP, and they are going to be playing on Judgment Day. Now, Judgment Day has been pretty favoured in terms of Zergs so far. 7 for 4 in the SCPL and Clash Royale tournaments that I've run. So is Narsil going to be able to finally get his first win on the board? The only way we are going to find that out is by heading over to the game screen and getting into this third game. Okay, I'll let you introduce the first player this time.
Okay, here in the bottom left corner we have Narsil for Team Revolutions, playing as the purple Protoss.
And spawning over here in the bottom right position, we do have the orange Zerg. It's gonna be Beast, fighting for NaS.
But unfortunately, orange is a terrible Zerg color because Zerg are already pretty orange, so it doesn't really add anything interesting. The mood is just kind of like bland. I'm not a fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know Eon Zerg especially likes purple Zerg. I think Lucky Noob really likes purple Protoss, so hopefully he's watching this game and he's going to be happy. Although, you know what, I don't want him to be happy because he spoiled the ASL for me, and I'm going to be salty about that forever. But you know what, I'm not going to spoil the ASL now. If you haven't seen the ASL games from the round of 8 onwards, do go and watch them, they've all been really, really good.
I love the doodads on this map. It just looks like these random electronics stuck in the desert for whatever reason.
What? Which ones are you looking at the moment? Because
I'm just following the probe going around. It just went past a couple of things. Something looked like a bong, so that was interesting.
I think like these are supposed to be like a battlefield thing because there's random like little shacks as well all over the place. Like there's bones as well. I think it's like meant to be dead Terran units, which is kind of sad as a Terran player, but I'm fairly
It seems
certain
like a happy thing.
when you look like the
Death deterrence.
when you look at the orange overlord at the top, it looks like he's going past the dead firebat who's stuck in the sand.
I love it.
Poor firebats, man. They did not deserve this whatsoever.
I think they did actually, so you might be wrong there. I'm not sure about his wall again. I feel like the gateway should be on top of the forge, right?
I would say so as well, but he is going for gate first. He could always add a second gateway on here as well, just to be a little bit more aggressive. Looks like we won't see that though. He is going for that zealot here. I mean, Beast is going for a pretty early hatchery here, so I mean that's gonna favor Narsil just a little bit with this gateway first opening.
Oh, well, he does actually have his pill finished, and Zergling's already out before the Zealot even gets there, so it's not going to get anything done. In fact, usually you would want to pill back your Zealot when the Zerglings are already out like this, because it's just going to take loads of damage and die for no reason.
He has the
But he
probe
does
though.
get a little hiding location.
Oh man, he needed that the opposite. Yeah, he needed that the opposite way around. He wanted the probe behind the zealot, so it could have done a little bit of extra damage.
Kills one Zergling with one Zealot
And a
and
probe.
one probe. That's horrible.
Yeah, that was a really awkward and really awful trade, and you know what? Looks like he's going to lose another zealot here. This is pretty huge.
And he's going for the Nexus as well, so he's going to have no Forge for a while. So if Beast does want to Zerglin all in, then it might just work.
Yeah, this could be another very quick game in the series. We've got another zealot going down there. Great surround by Beast. And I mean, as you
Yeah,
said...
but yeah, he's probably just going to die to the Zerglins as soon as the Silk goes down.
Yeah, he's losing another zealot. It's
Still
really
hasn't
surprising.
started the Forge.
Dead siege
One
tank there.
Zealot to defend.
Yeah, one zealot to defend, no wall, no cannons, and a Nexus at his third base as well instead of his natural.
He's going to have to pill all of his probes almost and still maybe just die to...
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get the probes there quick enough. We have a second gateway being added. That's going to help him at least wall off, but the probes haven't been pulled yet. His probe of the natural is going to go down, and this zealot's going to go down as well. I mean, Narsil's going to hold on by the skin of his teeth, but this pylon goes down, and so does Narsil's hope in this game, I would say.
Yeah, he's done. GG.
Oh man, that was...
Zerg OP.
That was a little bit unfortunate there. And apparently I didn't update my overlay properly, so that was showing the wrong game the whole time. But, you know what, that was a 4-minute game, so it's all good.
No.
What it is, guys, is I've spent so long solo casting that I had everything down, and now I've got someone with me, which is great because it's saving my voice. Like, usually by this point I can barely talk, right? And that's bad, because I slowly start getting worse and worse, and then I go through a period where it doesn't hurt to talk, but it's like, okay, I've gone a little bit too far now, I should probably stop talking, and all that happens is I break through it and then I'm fine again. It's really stupid, but such is casting. I guess that's just the way it works. So we're back on the camera again. I am going to quickly host up the next replay, and then we can get going into the next game.
Hopefully another ZVP. No, unlucky.
I think this one is actually going to be a PvP. So unfortunate for you. I don't mind PvP too much. I know if Rota is watching the game, he is going to be quite happy with this because he does love PvP. But PvP probably one of the most controversial matchups in Brood War, I would say. Maybe even more than TVT. Like, a lot of people really, really hate PvP for some reason.
Yeah, I actually prefer TVT over PvP, personally. I kind of actually don't like PvT either, which makes an easy choice for me to be a Zerg player.
Yeah, because like, what made you pick Zerg? Like, just for the people here, I've done like interviews and stuff with all the captains. But I mean, in terms of like Brood War, I know you started last year, but what made you pick Zerg to begin with? Just while I load everything up.
Well, when I first played the game, like when I was a little kid, like I wasn't like playing properly. I was just kind of like playing maybe like a custom game, maybe like trying to go for the campaign, but maybe only getting through like 2 missions. I played like Terran and Protoss and didn't really play Zerg, but then they just grew on me. My love for sort of beastie, sort of reptilian things, you know, snakes and such. So
All I know is the word beastie is such a Scottish thing. Like, I don't know why. I hear that word a lot from the Scot. Well, not a lot, but like whenever I hear that word, it's from a Scottish person. I don't know why. I guess it's just like a weird kind of Well, you know what? It's not weird. It's just an accent thing. Either way, I have the next replay loaded up. I've got the overlay updated as well. So I'm gonna quickly bring up the overlay once again, and the intro once again, and let's get into the next game. So see you guys in just a moment. That's the wrong screen. So it's this one. Oh my god, I'll get there eventually. Here we go.
Good luck. You can jam.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching the Shinhan Tank Pro League. I am Kix. I am here with Cadency, and we're about to go into the fourth game of this series between NaS and ReV. This is our second series today, and there is one more after this as well. So we just saw Narsil going down to Beast in that CVP there. Are ReV going to be able to take this to an ace match, or is NaS going to win this? Are they going to win it 3-1? Let's find out the players that we're going to be seeing here. We did say before, but it's going to be a PvP this time. It actually is a PvP now, and it's going to be between Indy and Sugo. So Indy, this is going to be his debut match for ReV. He was playing for another team before. I think it was Ash, possibly. But Sugo with a 2-2 win-loss ratio. He's come out on Sincha Pugling a lot. And just to go into it quickly, the map we're going to be seeing, we saw it before and we'll see it again. It's going to be a PvP on Sincha Pugling, so this should be pretty fun.
Yeah, and finally after 3 Zerg wins in a row, Protoss will win a game.
They will. I mean, Protoss haven't been having the best of luck so far. Maybe extending the stereotype that maybe ZVP is a little bit easier, not too sure, but I'll leave that up to the viewers to decide, of course. and we are going to move into the game pretty quickly. Thank you very much for the follow. I can't see who that was, but do give Cadence's channel a follow as well. Let's head on over to the
I
next
didn't see
game.
that.
Oh man, if you follow, you'll get to see our super secret streams, which aren't very secret because everyone knows about them. Let's head on over to the game, and let's get started with this PvP. Okay, this time starting us off in the bottom left position, it's going to be the Orange Protoss. It's going to be Indy, fighting for ReV.
And in the top right corner, we have the purple Protoss. It's Sugo playing for NaS.
Yep, definitely NaS. I remember when I got told what it actually stands for the first time. There's two ways you can say it, the North American Squad, and one that I would not say on stream just because it's not my bag, but they are the North American Squad for SCPL purposes, and that's what they will be known as. But yeah, Sugo had a really crazy PvP here, so we can have quite a long game if this goes like the last one did.
Fantastic. I do love my long ZVPs. I mean PvPs.
Now, I've said this before, but it's kind of strange. You have two sorts of PvPs. You have ones that are really active like the whole way, and they're like super, super exciting. And then you have goody PvPs where nothing happens for 20 minutes and then one person just wins. Like,
Yeah, the PvPs I like are the proxy gateways, and then the game just ends in 3 minutes. That's the PvPs that I like.
if you, I'm sure if you stick around for the SCPL long enough, you'll slowly start to come to appreciate PvPs as much as I have. Like, at first, I mean, I've told this story before, but when I first started, I started watching because I liked fantasy. I started watching because I liked TVP. I would not watch any Protoss matchups or any Zerg ones until I started watching ProLeague properly. And even back then, it was like, unless it was BSU Best or, I mean, in 2010, like when Range started coming into it, if it wasn't those three or Paralyze, I guess, I just didn't really care. So I'd watch like a lot of the Pro League games, but as soon as like a PvP or a ZVZ turned up, I just turned off. And I feel kind of bad about that because I think I stunted my knowledge a bit, but I mean, this building placement by Indy is kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, he does block the manor pylons.
Not only that, but he also does improve his mining slightly on the top patch. I guess you usually do that on the bottom mineral, but on this map that seems to be pretty fine already, so maybe that could be why. Now, looks like we see Sugo going for a more standard... I guess building positioning right now doesn't really matter too much, but Sugo going for that one gateway into core, same as India. I wonder when we're going to start to see a deviation in their builds.
I feel like Andy has a really strong anti-manor pylon build-in placement, but Sugo has like a really bad one because if you put a pylon right above his cybernetics core, like all three of those minerals are just like completely stuck there.
That's a very good point, actually. I guess he's not going for it because maybe he doesn't want to waste his minerals so much, because he does seem to be adding on a second gateway. He's going straight into Dragoons as well. He did not opt to build a Zealot. So, I mean, this is going to be quite an interesting micro battle coming up.
And he's not going for Andy's not going for Dragoon range yet, but Sugo does have it coming up here.
It's kind of weird how both their builds have kind of diverged here, I guess. I mean, even then, they've not really diverged that much. Sugo's gone for a second gateway as well. He, of course, did get range first. Third pylon coming up in the main as well. So, kind of weird how this is all sort of played out. I mean, by the time Sugo's Dragoons gets over to Indy's base, he should have range himself, so...
Yeah, it's more or less just a complete mirror build here. Just slightly different timing.
I like how both of them have actually gone to scout for the proxy behind their natural. Sugo just went there now with the Dragoon. Indy went a little bit earlier with his probe just to make sure, because there are some really cheeky proxy spots on this map. But he
Nah,
is...
he just wants to hang out with this big fan thing here. His biggest fan.
That is a really bad pun. But I think we may finally have a difference in the build. We have Sugo going for Robo. Meanwhile, back in Indy's main, he is going for his or Citadel. So, I mean,
Nice.
is Sugo
Could
gonna go for an
yeah.
Observer here, or is he gonna go for Reaver?
Maybe he's gonna go for Shuttle. You like never see that.
Yeah,
That'd be really fun. Though.
just goes to drop in the main and then dies to DTs anyway because he didn't get an observatory. Oh, but here we go. Looks like Sugo's gonna push in. Can he do a lot of damage here? But this is really nice micro by Indy so far.
Yeah, and he has a battle probe here as well. What is going on?
A very,
Scouting
very
at the same
strange
time as
engagement.
fighting.
I mean, the best offense is a good defense, and also, or is it the best defense is a good offense? I can't remember. But this probe gonna go in, gonna see that there's no nexus, and the important thing he's gonna spot is he's gonna see the observatory, I think. Can he get there? No, he doesn't. He doesn't see the observatory, so he's not sure what his opponent's going for, but there's going to be observers and Reaver at the same time.
If you have to assume they're going for an observatory. What do you do here? You're in DTs and you know your opponent's probably got an observatory. Do you just change your main and go for like a High Templar?
Very possibly. I mean, you need to be careful. He's obviously going for the two Dragoons now. What? Not the two DTs even.
You're going back again.
Yeah, we're going robot-y, so if we could maybe restart Discord again, that'd be great. I'll keep casting the game just for now, but I'll restart Discord as well, and hopefully we can bring up the call again. But here we go. We've got the DTs going in on the Dragoons at the moment. There is no detection in the middle of the map here for Sugo, so going to be pretty good for him. Now he must be adding, yes he is, he's adding on a single observer here. That's going to be nice for him at least. Let's actually just bring Discord back up so we can get Cadenzi back in, and hopefully the call starts up again. If not, I'll deal with it. But here we go, Indy pushing in with his Dragoon and DT army. Is he going to be able to break up this ramp? It's going to be a little bit of a dangerous game for him here. There is an observer here, but of course, Indy is going to have to make sure. Sorry, Sugo is going to have to make sure he targets down these DTs, or he could be in a lot of trouble. Now it looks like we do have myself back in. Now I'm not sure if Cadenzi's back in the call. Yes, she is.
That sounds very robotic to me.
Okay, what I'll do then is if I jump out of Discord for just a second, and then we'll try and restart the call after the game. Hopefully the game won't last too long. I'll try and rejoin the call in just a moment. Okay, just because that was a little bit laggy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump out of that so you don't have to listen to mine or Cadenzi's robot voice for a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got nothing else open that I shouldn't need to have open, like Steam is probably downloading something. But we're going to go into a little bit of a passive stage in the game. Of course, Sugo is going to be stopped from getting his expansion. And we do actually have a hidden base down here in the bottom right from Indy here. So this is going to be really nice for him. Now, this Reaver getting a little bit too close to the ramp. Can Indy jump on this? It could be a very, very difficult situation for him here. But with the second Reaver out as well, this is going to make it near impossible for Indy to be able to break up this ramp. But of course, one thing to note is that at the end of the day, apparently my camera actually works now. It wasn't working before, but
Oh, I can see you. Hello.
You can. Hello. Now let's turn that off, or I'll start lagging. But yeah, looks like you're not laggy anymore, so that's good. I don't know if you saw this, but basically, Sugo obviously has gone for the two Reavers before Shuttle. He's held off his ramp pretty well, but Indy has hidden a base down here in the bottom right, so this could be pretty good for him.
Yeah, it's pretty risky, but I guess it could pay off here, because Sugo's just like, all I have to do is defend from the DTs, right?
Yeah, Sugo's almost playing a little bit too defensively. Like, he's not going to be sending out another observer anytime soon. Looks like he's going to try and break down his ramp. This could be very good. Of course, if he does kill all of Indy's units, Indy does not have that much back at home to hold on to. But Indy's going to pull back onto this high ground.
Yeah, and the classic Dragoon pathing is proving to be another obstacle for PvP as usual.
Yeah, I love
Dragoon's
how
just getting stuck everywhere.
the Dragoons just like dancing around each other as well, just while they try and push across the map. It's
But
one of
he's heading to DT at 12 o'clock here.
Oh, this could be pretty big. If he goes in, there's no extra observer, and of course the observer's going with the army. Oh, what a clever move by Indy here. I think Indy...
It's moving in. Can it get the job done?
That's going to be pretty big. It looks like Sugo is trying to add on
He
a
does
natural
have a
nexus.
Dragoon and an observer.
But the trouble is, Indy has got to try and defend against two ReVers and all of these Dragoons, and Sugo is getting such a good engagement.
Yeah, and meanwhile the DT is actually killing all the probes one by one, but he's gonna have no army left over.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a very, very unfortunate situation for Indy. Indy's actually trying to go for a third base. While all this is going on, this DT on 9 kills, 10 kill, 11 now. Oh man, Sugo is losing so many probes. I don't think he's realized. But
Yeah,
does it
he's just
matter?
focusing on his army.
Yeah, we've got the probes pulled by Indy. Indy, of course, does have extra bases, but if his production is getting camped, then that could be the difference. 21 kills on that DT now, by the way.
And he does have his bottom right base, and he has a decent amount of money stockpiled. All he has to do is kill these Dragoons.
Oh, and I just realized the Reavers
And
actually
Sugo
went
has no
down.
probes.
Yeah, 29 kills, 30 kills on that DT. What an insane amount of kills on that. 31. He's actually run out of probes to kill, but Sugo still has units. He's streaming more units over, and Indy's
Sugo
production...
cancels his natural nexus at the last second.
Oh man, Indy's trying to add on DTs, but the observers here, the DTs aren't going to do anything. He needed Dragoons, but they do manage to get one Dragoon at least.
Is he gonna start building in the bottom right corner now? What does he do from here?
I mean, he's going to pull his probes, he's going to try and trying to move them over, I guess. Trying to drill some of the probes on top of the Dragoons here, but...
One battle probes he can do.
Oh man, GG! Even though he killed all of Sugo's probes, he just couldn't finish the game. There was one observer.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't just build like 1,000 cannons in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that was a little bit unfortunate. I mean, I don't get, to be honest, why Indy did leave, but of course, that clinched victory there by Sugo is actually going to be all that Sugo needs to use to actually win the series there for NaS. So really, really nicely done by him. That's our second series for today. Let me just quickly sort out thingy. I don't know what's happened, but apparently... Ah, there we go. You should be back to your normal size on the stream now. So let me just quickly set up the... Well, let's actually just record that result even. I mean, that was a pretty cool game. I know you said you enjoyed aggressive
Crazy
PvPs.
game for crazy ending.
I
The hero DT almost single-handedly wins the game. In fact, maybe could have if he just started building a ton of cannons in the bottom right. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he had maybe cannons, maybe dragoons in the main. I think he thought that the observer would have been sent back to defend, but it wasn't. So Sugo was super all in. If that had failed, he would have lost the game, and we would have gone to the ace match there. So, I mean, that was a ballsy, ballsy move from Sugo to give up all of his units to, or give up all of his probes to do that.
Yeah, you had like one probe left over, I think, hiding in the top left corner.
I'm just going to quickly bring up the results screen for that game. ReV was very, very close, but they didn't actually manage to cinch that off. So let me bring this up, and then we can get ready for the next series. So, as you can see there on the screen, that is the end of the second series of today. There is one more series, though, and it's going to be a good one. But to round off this game, Clan Revolution versus NaS started with a Care Bear taking out Batosai in a ZVP. Dragon taking out Zoz in a ZVP. Narsil versus Beast with another ZVP where Beast won, and then finally Sugo clinching out the victory for NaS. Gonna go over Indy there to finish off the series.
Very nicely played by NaS there. Lots of nice ZVPs as well. That was nice to see.
Yeah, and I think this next series may have another load of CVP for you. I'm actually just going to double check, but
Hell
uh,
yeah.
we do. I know Eskia left, but we have one Terran in the next series. We start with a PvP. I guess we'll find out in just a second. But I am just gonna. Yeah, let's take a couple of minutes break, say 4 minutes or so. I'll set up the overlay for the next part of the stream, and you can get a drink and things. And we will be back for you, or we will be back in about 4 minutes, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and see you very shortly.
See you in a little bit.
Hello guys and welcome back. You are tuned in to the Shinhan Tank Pro League. I am your host for today, Kix, once again. And joining me once again, it's going to be Cadenti. I'm pointing the wrong way, but she's here for the first time today. I've casted with her before, but I'd like to say she's doing a pretty good job. And there is also the third caster as well, the Giraffe.
Hey guys!
Yeah, we've had some pretty exciting... Well, okay, we had one exciting series so far. The first one was a little bit of a wash. It was just 2 games, but we are heading into the third series of the evening. Usually I do 3 days, but this week I did 2 just because we only had 5 games overall. I can see you're in the game, so let's just introduce the teams that are going to be playing, and let's get started with the next series. So, just need to make sure I've got everything in the right place. And we should be good to go. So let me bring on over to the overlay. And I'm on completely the wrong screen again. Let's ignore that. There we go. So as I said before, moving on to a new series. So it's going to be DM versus Net Wars. DM, a clan mostly comprised of South Americans, I think. And Net Wars, of course, the Polish clan there. So should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
DM and Net Wars both tied, 3 wins, 1 loss. So both of them in hot pole position, I guess you could say, for getting into the playoffs from Group A. Group A not had so many breakout superstar teams like Group B has with ARK, White and Soul, but Group A, of course, still very close as well. This is week 6. 1 more week is left of round 1 before we head on to the first set of playoffs. And there's some very good games coming up next week. But let's actually have a quick look at the table as well. Just to sort of confirm the position, Red is closely following both of them with 3 for 2. So Red's still in contention to get into the playoffs as well. But the maps coming up today are going to be Set 1, Grand Line SE, Set 2, Neo Moonglaive, Set 3, Judgment Day, Set 4, Sincha Penglyong, and if we make it to the ace match, will be for the first time today. It's going to be on New Empire of the Sun. And Cadenti, if you want to announce what matches are coming today, I don't know if you got the thread open.
I have no idea, so...
Okay, so starting us off, we're going to have Tech versus Missouri in a PvP. We're going to be moving on to Krazago versus Zero in a PvZ. In a TvZ, we're going to have Ross K. I think Ross K is actually Zerg, so I think it's CVZ. My overlay's wrong. It's going to be Ross K versus Kingpin. And then finally, we're going to be moving on to a PvT between Ammonia, debut player for DM this week, against Kogut. So lots of cool games coming up. Let's introduce the first set of players. That's obviously the one, I would say, awkward thing about co-casting with someone with my overlay, like no one else can see it, so I just have to go through everything. But Tech doing really, really well for his team. He's got 5 wins, 1 loss so far, and Missouri with 2 wins, 0 losses himself. So it is going to be a PvP. Should be a lot of fun. Let's head on over to the game, and finally Cadenti will start to be able to see the same things I can. So let's start with the game. Okay, let me quickly...
So this is a Grand Line, did you say?
It is, yeah. Now, starting us off in the top left position is going to be the Teals, or Teal Protoss even. It's going to be Missouri, fighting for Net Wars.
And in the top right corner, another Protoss player again. It's DM Tech.
Yeah, now Tech so far, he has played an obscene amount of games for DM. They've got into a good number of ace matches, and I think in every ace match they've got to, Tech has appeared. So Tech, a very strong player on his team, and they've put a lot of confidence in him as well. He even got man of the match interview once as well, so if you check the thread you can read that out if you're watching and you're interested to learn more about the players and things like that.
Standard and base pylon, nothing crazy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, this is another map we could go into a pretty long PvP. The one important thing to note so far is they are both on horizontal positions, so it's a little bit easier to be more aggressive in this position. You of course have that weird like little bridge in between you and your opponent, so could see a little bit more aggression. Looks like neither of them going to do anything too crazy. Both of them out in the in-base gateway.
Well, Missouri is scouting with his probe, and Tech is not, so he's going to have a very small mineral advantage against not having the knowledge of what his opponent is doing.
Yep, and the other thing is though, Missouri is scouting in the correct direction to start with. So as long as he gets there quick enough, Tech shouldn't be able to tell where this probe is coming from. Or maybe he will. Depends on if he changes his probe direction.
It does seem to be going the right way, so
Yeah, so the early scout not really going to give him too much information he wouldn't have had either way. Both of them going mirror builds again. We've seen a lot of mirror builds and a lot of the mirrors that we've seen so far. Today especially. And of course the Simon Exo coming up for both players as well, so not really too much to add.
yeah, completely standard. A little bit of pro press, but nothing too scary. The one thing to look out for, I guess, is the manor pylon attempts. Looks like no one's going for it though.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, it seems to be a very almost a regional thing, I think. Like, whenever you see Peruvian Protoss players play, they always go for the mana pylon. Always. Be it PvP.
Oh, he loses his scouting probe.
He does. That was a bit of a mistake. That could actually hurt him quite badly. Tech is still doing a really good job with this probe. He's only taken shield damage. He's doing a lot of damage to the probes on the gas. Taking all, but he loses the scout probe as well, yeah. That was.
We've got fast dragon range coming from Missouri.
We do as well now. Is Tech going to be going into that? It doesn't look like
Tech
it so
has
far.
got his citadel, so he's going into DTs.
Oh, this is going to be dangerous.
And there's no robo so far, so...
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen any of Artos's casts for the ASL and when it comes to PvP, there is this weird, like, rock, paper, scissors action, I guess.
Second gateway. Uh-oh. Yeah, this could be a short DT game.
If Missouri goes for a third gateway here without a robo, which he might be, that probe move down... Wait. Oh, he built another Dragoon, I guess. Oh, yeah, range is obviously going to finish as well, but... Templar Archives coming in at the top of his base.
The robo does finally start, but will it be in time?
I mean, this is one of the weird things what comes from us not playing Protoss, I guess. Like, I'm not really sure how quick the DTs can get across the map from here. Is he going to be able to get an observer up in time? Like, he doesn't even know about this either, so he may even go straight Reaver.
Yeah, and he's not even going to have very much time. Actually, the DT is going to be halfway done now, so it's going to be done by the time the robo is done. It's going to be walking there when he starts his observatory. So you might have an observer, like, a few seconds after the DT gets there.
Oh, he's gone for 3 gate as well. I mean, it's probably going to be an observatory, but he's going to have to deny this DT by losing Dragoons on the ramp if he wants to survive. Oh, he is going for the observatory, at least.
And he's blocking his ramp with his Dragoons. He's just going to, like, sacrifice them, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder on this map, though, because the ramp is a little bit wider than you'd normally see, especially, like, more so than Fighting Spirit. It's not too much wider, of course, but... he's going to lose a lot of units trying to hold on to this. And here we go, the DT trying to get around it, wants to get through, but he needs to, I mean, Missouri needs to be very careful if this Oh no, this is bad, the DT's in his main.
But the observer is almost finished, so it's only going to maybe kill like 2 probes before the observer pops out here.
Oh, nice probe drill. 3 probes. 4 probes. Can he get a 5th one? Yes, he can. I would say that paid for itself. That was a lot of lost mining time.
Nice. And he does have his expansion down.
He does indeed.
So
and he's
even
going.
though it's like observatory against DT tech, that was actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be too late as well, and I mean, the DT actually tried to go off and try and get the observatory, I think, but didn't quite manage it. So I think the little advantage you got before has been slightly negated, but obviously with this expansion coming up, with the cannons, and he does have Templar tech, so he's going to have Storm pretty soon as well. He
Yeah,
is
the
in
one
such a
thing is it's
fantastic position.
3 gateways against 1. So maybe there's a time in here.
Yeah, this is why we see that Tech has added all those cannons on. He's adding on another 3, up to 6 cannons. He does not want to die, and he is going to have a high Templar with Storm here as well. So this is like a last minute push here for Missouri. He's going to try and break before the cannons finish. This is still so dangerous, and there's a great Storm.
It is an Artosis pylon though, so maybe you can snipe it.
Yeah, but Blizzard bugged. Basically, they have 300 on the pylon. What that actually means is 2000, 2000. They have an insane amount of health. It's going to take a long time for them to die, and it's not going to be worth it. The cannons will kill all the dragoons before they can get the pylon, I think, so probably
Yeah,
not
and
going
he's
to see
just going
that.
for an expansion. Cut a few production cycles to afford a Nexus here.
Yeah, we finally do have the Citadel coming up for Missouri as well, so Missouri's going to be able to go for a little bit later Templar tech, but kind of important to go for Storm if your opponent has done. One of the more important pieces, I guess, in PvP is sort of Templar Storm drops, so we could see those in this game as well.
Maybe can be insanely ballsy and go for the Dark Archon feedback on the High Templar. That would be awesome to see.
That would, or you know what would even be better? Mind Control. Mind Control the High Templar, Storm his own units.
He could mind control a probe and then he can build Protoss units.
Oh man, I don't know how no one has ever thought of that before, that'd be incredible. Wouldn't you technically get, wait, would you get 200 extra supply for that, or is that only if it's a different race?
I would imagine it has to be another race, but that would be hilarious if it worked like that.
400 supply of Protoss units. That would be insane. One of these days, like the SCPL, like has given me some really fun games to cast. I've seen nukes, I've seen Dark Archons, I've seen Mind Control. The one thing I haven't seen is a Protoss recalling siege tanks yet, and I really want to see that at some point. So if you're watching and you're a Protoss player going into a PvT, you know what you have to do. You have to do it.
What about recalling, like, can you recall lurkers? Or does it not recall burrowed units?
You know what? I don't actually know. I wonder if anyone in chat knows that. I can't even think of a time I've ever seen a Protoss mind control a drone before. Actually, I've seen the mind control like SCVs before, but never
Here comes
drones.
the triple DT drop, by the way.
Oh, this could do a lot of damage, but that's not a triple DT drop. It's just 2 high
Oh,
Templar and a
well,
probe.
okay, well, Missouri's in a
Ah, okay. So it looks like Missouri's going to skip out on the island base for now, but he is going for that drop, as you said. There is one cannon in the main though, so maybe that'll help keep him alive. Okay, so it looks like we do have the shuttle from Missouri going very high up on the map. Gonna try and come in from the very top. Try and come in very stealthily, but we do of course have tech coming in as well with the 2 High Templar, and there is no defense at his natural cannon now going up, but that is not going to finish in time. I don't know if Cadence's disconnected. I think she may have done, so until she comes back. Oh, she's got lag again. Hopefully the audio's okay on stream, guys. Like, hopefully I'm not lagging too much. But we have a bus coming in the front. The triple DT1 Zealot drop hasn't gone in, but we're going to have to restart the call in just a second. So hopefully we won't miss anything while this is going on. Okay,
Hello.
so there we go.
Oh.
I rejoined the call.
Nice.
You know what? As Tasteless would always say, technology is the vehicle of esports, and we certainly just discovered that just then, and we have done multiple times. Hopefully, for the next time we do a co-cast, we'll try and find someone else. The thing that Sham2 used is pretty good, so I'll see what that is and see if we can get using it. But either way, we've seen no drops going in just yet. Neither player really wanting to commit to those, with them just hiding the shuttle, just waiting for the enemy units to leave the base.
Well, he did do one storm drop and lost one High Templar.
Oh, okay, I must have completely missed that while I was trying to sort out Discord. Whoops.
And Tech has taken an island.
He has indeed. This is one thing that happened a little bit earlier that I think I pointed out when you couldn't hear me. One of the big things is he did use
Oh,
his
the
early...
DT drops coming in. Dropping on the cannons.
Oh, this could be pretty good. He's going to get that other cannon before any of the GTs die, and this is going to be a lot of probe damage, but Tech has pulled his probes away very, very sharply.
I also pulled back his entire army. He wanted to be aggressive there, but he's pulling everything back now.
Oh my god, he could lose the Nexus here. This is going to be so, so close. Where are the observers? Does he even have an observer coming back this way? He does.
Yeah, it's about to be there.
Oh, this is so close, but I think
On the
DTs are
storm
going to go
drop
down.
at the natural. Gets all the probes. Oh my god.
Oh my god, 20 kills on that High Templar. A lot of the probes did run away though, so that is one thing that did go well, but oh my god, another storm drop. There's a High Templar in Missour's shuttle that has 35 kills. What on earth? I want to go back in the replay and watch that drop because I missed that one. I was watching the one that Tech did. They dropped each other exactly the same time, and I picked the wrong one to look at.
Yeah, somehow Missouri has infinite probes, even though he lost so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, Tech lost more though. Tech is on 3 base though, so of course he is going to be able to rebuild those probes pretty quickly as long as he does macro up. But he did lose quite a lot to those DTs, a lot to the Storm Drop as well.
It
And
looks like he just wants to end it instead, though.
oh my god, the shuttle's going to go down without dropping any of the units out, and Tech has such a big army. Now
Suicidal Zealots just distracting half the army.
they are. Oh my god, this is kind of funny, but here we go. Archons, Dragoons, and Templar pushing in a great storm on top of Majure's units here. And I think Tech is going for the build. He's going for the lose all your probes, just push and kill him. And it's working.
Yeah, the genius Protoss strategy. 10,000 IQ. And he still has like 2 more storms here.
He does.
Kill all the probes again. Please do it.
Oh my god, here we go. Storm goes down on probe. 6 kill, 7 kill, and into GG. Tech wins yet another game in the SCPL, showing his complete, absolute Protoss dominance.
And once again, you don't need probes to win PvP.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point in building workers? You just build lots of units, you kill all your probes, and then you win anyway. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm gonna try that in TBT to see if it works. Just suicide all my SCVs and then see what happens. But yeah, let me just quickly get ready with the next replay. I'm gonna quickly bring up the intro, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in just a moment. See you soon. Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the STPL. I am Kix, and once again, hosting with me is Cadenzi. We're going to move into the second game of the series. We just had a really cool PvP on Grand Line there, and this game is going to be between two pretty cool players, two pretty well-known players in the scene as well, so this should be a lot of fun. Let me just let me just set up the next part of the overlay, and then we can get going. Oh no, we're lagging again, aren't we? Okay, is this still lagging? Yeah. I'm gonna try and leave the call and join it again. I have no idea why that keeps happening, guys, but let's go back into Discord. Hopefully Cadenzi can hear me again.
I can hear you.
Right, okay. Let's leave your camera off for now, just because I think that may be causing a little bit of lag. I don't know why.
Yeah,
we're both in the UK, but either way, as I did say, we're going to be moving on to our next game. I'm just going to quickly put all the details in the overlay. Hopefully you joined the replay before I started it. If you didn't, I'll just rehost.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Perfect. So, it's 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock spawns. And we've got really nice contrasting colours as well, so it should be a little bit easier to find out than white versus yellow or orange versus yellow or something like that. But okay, let's bring it on over to the overlay and let's introduce the players. So, I'm on the wrong screen before I move that over. And here we go, let's get going. Okay, so starting us off, oh, sorry, not starting us off. I am getting too far ahead of myself. We're going to have a PvZ again. This is the 5th PvZ today or something. But it's going to be between DM White, their captain.
You're trying to robot again.
Oh dear. I don't know what's up with Discord. I will restart the call in a moment. Okay, so we're going to have White versus Zero. Zero, of course, very well known in the scene, caster and host of the BSL, the Bombastic Star League. A really, really cool Polish, calls everyone Mr. something, so I'm Mr. Kicks to him. He is Mr. Zero to me, and he is a great guy. And DM White, of course, the clan leader of White, a really cool guy in himself. He's helped me out a lot throughout the tournament. Both of them doing really, really well in the SCPL so far. White's actually beaten a Zerg, as you can see, versus the opponent's race. And let's move on to the map they are going to be playing on. It's going to be on Neo Moonglaive. This is the second PvZ we've seen today on this map, and let's see how Zero and how White played this out. I know White's played PvZ on this map before, and he did. Yeah, okay, my overlay lied. I am sorry, guys. But basically, I think Cruzago left, or something happened internally, and Cruzago is no longer with DM. I forgot to update the overlay, but here we go. The overlay is actually up to date here, so that's all that matters. Let me see if I can get Cadenzi back in the voice call quickly. I do apologise for this weird amount of technical problems. This is the first time I've done a co-cast on my stream. The only co-cast I've ever done is being with Sale, and I've never done anything with sort of video or anything like that. So let me just try and do a voice call, and let's see how that goes. Okay, so you're not lagging, so that's a good start. Now let's move on.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Let's move on to the game screen, and let's get started with our second game in this series. Okay, so starting us off in the bottom left position is going to be our Red Zerg fighting for Net Wars, the one, the only host of the Bombastic Star League. It is Zero.
And in the bottom right corner, the 5 o'clock position, the blue Protoss. I believe this is the leader of the DM clan.
It is
DM White.
indeed. Yep.
Low.
Now, I don't know if it's insulting him or they're talking about turn rate. I'm guessing it's lag, but maybe he's just being really, really BM, just like low skill. But yeah, it looks like it's not going to be BM. I think they're trying to work out. I'm not sure where White's from. I'm fairly certain he's South American, but I can't remember what country it is. I know he's not Peruvian though. So you know what? I don't actually know where he's from. I'm gonna have to ask him after this because I'm sure he said it in his interview on TL. So if you do want to learn a little bit more about DM White, if you don't know anything about him, I did do an interview with him early on with all the captains. I need to post up Kogut still, and you can check that out in the thread. It's in the OP. So wait, I think it's in the OP. Go check that out though. It's a good interview, and he explained a little bit about himself. He might be from Chile apparently, so that sort of explains that.
I was kind of surprised if he's from Chile that they can play on turn rate 16 low all the way to Poland.
Well, you want to know something crazy, and people don't believe me when I say this, right? But when I was, like, back when I first started casting properly again, I guess, I did cast in 2015, I solo casted, I mean, I'm not that great now, but I wasn't very good back then. And, Sale obviously gave me a chance to cast with him, and in one of the Clash of Chars that we were doing together, it was the final, and we had Terra, obviously a Peruvian, against Shiny, a Korean, and us two Brits in the thing. We're on turn rate 16, low latency, and it was perfect. People do not believe me, but Terra has got like Peruvian internet.
That sounds impossible, actually.
It does sound impossible, but it was real. It's not a
It was all in
conspiracy.
your dream. You were just like desynced from the universe.
I do have a nature of like desyncing from things, even live games. I was observing a game, and I don't know how. Like, this wasn't even the game with Sale, right? Obviously, if you guys don't know, I was watching a PBT with Sale for the TL Open number 3, I think it was, or something like that. And I desynced in a live game. So I was watching a completely different game to what he was seeing. I was like watching a bugged replay, and I was really, really confused. But it happened to me again recently when I was just observing a game. I was the only person in the game against like two Americans, so I have no idea that I break everything. This is what I do.
But Zero's going for Speedling all in right now.
Yeah, and it looks like it could work. There's no full wall here. There's only one cannon, and that cannon is gonna go down.
Well, one of the lines gets stuck though, but yeah, it's gonna go down.
Oh man, he
And
needs
there's
to wall
more
this
and more
off.
like rallied across.
He needs to add his core here or something. Oh man, this is going to be so bad. Probes have been pulled. There's only one cannon. It's not going to be enough to defend his wall, though. It's all he can afford. Oh, this could be a very, very quick second game here in the series. Looks like the cannon's going to go down before it finishes.
Yeah, I can't imagine how he's going to defend for any longer here. It was putting a cannon down in his main, so he's going to try and one base this game now.
Yeah, but he didn't cancel the Nexus, though, so the Nexus is going to go down as well.
He's pulling all of his probes as well with his one zealot, but I don't know, like, how does he secure his natural again? I don't think he can.
How does he do anything here, actually? Like, the Nexus is going to go down. That's 400 minerals down the pan. His Gateway can't build anything. His Forge can't upgrade anything.
Yeah,
And
he's going to try and throw down gateways in his main. Yeah, looks like. But Zero's getting a third hatchery and he's just going to be way ahead by the time by the time White gets anything going.
yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, Zero, even though he did go for that Ling all-in, he did a lot of damage, and even though he did skip out on a lot of drones, I mean, he's done more than enough damage here to just take his third base completely uncontested.
And there's like 8 probes not mine and just trying to defend this cannon as well. Such a horrible position.
Yeah, now, I don't...
Oh, but he's hiding a base in the 12 o'clock.
Oh, man. Could this be why he needs to come back in the game? One thing I will say, and I can say this now it's in the start of the game, when I was talking about what games are going to be casted, DM White said to me, don't cast my game.
I guess now you know why. But his
Yeah.
forge died before he could get the ramp cannons that he was trying to get at 12 o'clock there. And Zero is scouting with all of his Zerglons, so he's just gonna be rumbled here probably.
Oh, but Zero's going to the wrong place. I mean, it was a nice idea to go and scout that way, but,
I think
yeah.
this one Zerglon's gonna go up there though.
Oh yeah, here we go. That'll see everything. And apparently I did not update the overlay again. This is Not the most professional I've done. Everything's gone a lot better so far, but yeah, hopefully that's working now. I think I've been pressing the buttons in my overlay in the wrong order, which is kind of strange given I've been doing this for 6 weeks.
I'm sure you'll work out one of these days, right?
Yeah, and I mean, technology, it's the vehicle of esports. There's always something that goes wrong with technology, guys, so gotta deal with that.
So we've got the classic one base, one gate
Oh, the gate
against
gets
like
cancelled.
5 hatcheries.
Oh man, he had a second pylon going up, but there was no cannon to defend it, and he lost it. So, yeah, I mean, DM White's pretty dead. He's trying to hold on, of course. His team are 1-0 up, but White wants to show a good showing. He is the clan leader, as you rightfully said before. And he feels a little bit of responsibility here. He wants to take his team 2-0, but I think it's going to be very difficult here.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to realize how far behind he is. He thinks maybe Zero's on like 2 base now, and maybe he can make something happen. I don't think he realizes the dire situation.
Yeah, I mean, he can't even send out a probe to scout. He is in
Yeah, he's
such a
trying to move
terrible
it. Nice
place.
belt micro though, but he
Yeah.
does have speed in his circlings.
I mean, the good thing is his probes aren't going to die anytime soon. He has a lot of cannons there, but he will eventually need to leave his base, and I do wonder how. What do we have Zero doing? He's gone up to lair. Is he going into a spire? Looks like he's going to go into a 5th hatchery, a 6th hatchery even as well at the 3rd base, so... I mean, Zero is just getting further and further ahead every second.
Yeah, and DM White only has 2 probes on his gas as well. Classic kicks maneuver. Finally adds on a 3rd one now though.
Man, 2 on gas. It feels so bad, and it happens to me so often. Oh, why did you have to bring that up? Now I feel terrible.
Here comes the Hydra as well, so he's going to bust the ramp once again
Yeah, and I
for
mean,
every one base.
if he if he busts the ramp here, like how is Tech gonna hold on? White even. White has 1 cannon. That's not going to be enough to defend it. Here we go. The Hydra's coming in. The Zealots trying to hold position on the ramp. Not going to be enough.
Is this you playing Protoss right now?
I
The
don't.
kicks GG timing?
I don't think so. But White really doesn't want to give up, does he? Would now be a good time to say DM White did not give me his account for this game. I did not pose as DM White. He's got a lot higher APM than I do, and I don't understand how, because I guess it's lagging slightly, because he is on 1 base. There's not really too much for him to be doing right now. And more zealots going down, and so are the buildings.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Zealots are just running away at this point, waiting for the leg speed to finish, which it does, but he has 5 or 6 Zealots against like a million Hydras.
Don't worry, he's gonna pull off the Bisu micro, and we've seen before. I mean, this is the problem. I've just realised the obvious issue with this game. He should have suicided his probes first, then maybe he could have won the game. But he did go in with the Zealots first, lost them all. And I mean, he's got two cannons back at the back. He's adding a cannon behind his Robo. I mean, maybe he's going to try and shot his probes out, build a Nexus somewhere else.
I admire his determination, but I don't know if he can make anything happen here.
Yeah, he's going to lose his gas. And there we go. Well, GG. And Zero is going to tie up the series 1-1.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy game. Now I am going to do what I usually do, host up the next replay, report that game, and then we'll go into the intro just so I can finish off setting everything up. So if you could join the next replay, just making sure I got the right replay here, which I do, so yeah, when you join I'll get that started.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's bring up the intro, guys, and I will see you guys in just a moment. And that's the wrong screen. I'm good at this today. Okay guys, we are back. You are watching the Shinhan Tank Pro League, STPL for short, and we are in the third series of today. It's been a pretty good series so far, 1-1, or 1-1, between DM and NetWars. And we have another exciting game coming up next. I am of course joined today by Cadenti. Her camera is currently off purely because it seemed to be lagging out Discord, so I'm going to try and work out a better thing for that. But this should be a really cool game.
Yeah, hopefully no robots in this one.
Yeah, so let's quickly go on over to the overlay and let's get ready with the next game. So I see Mr. Koga is in the chat as well. Come on, support his team, which is really cool. So let's move on over to the overlay and let's have a look at exactly what they are doing. Sorry for a little bit of static noise there, guys. I didn't turn off the VLC media source quick enough. But we are going to have a ZBZ, and it's going to be between a Lurker fighting for DM and Kingpin fighting for NetWars. Now, Cadenti, I'm hoping your Zerg knowledge is going to come in handy here. I've made a lot of missed calls in ZBZ, so having you here is going to be really great for that.
I don't know how you can make missed calls in CDC. I think it's like pretty self-explanatory.
It is, but there's like so many intricate things. Like, from a non-Zerg player perspective, it looks like they're doing the same thing, and they're really not. Like, it's when I was playing with you a lot, and we were doing a lot of TVZ practice, where you just kept 2-hatch muting me, and you kept doing different variations. I thought it was like one variation of 2-hatch muter or something, but like the mutants kept coming at different times, and I had no idea what was going on. But you know what? They are going to be playing on Judgment Day. Now, Judgment Day, a very, very cool map. 4 players, 4 corners. The natural base is a little bit further away from the main. There's actually a big choke there, but there is a smaller choke to hold at the front. Do you reckon we'll see the Zergs going for like the mineral only first here to get the creep colony, or do you reckon they'll be going for the natural if they're going to expand?
I reckon we'll probably just see like 9 pull against 9 pull or something like that.
That's a bold statement. Let's see if that's going to happen, because we are going to go into the game, and let's get started. Okay, starting us off in the top right position, we do have the red Zerg. It's going to be Lurker.
And in the bottom left corner, the orange Zerg, Kingpin for NetWars.
Now, one very, very small thing, I guess, that we could point out is this is technically a positional imbalance thing for Kingpin, right? Because he can use the lava trick to get his drones to spawn closer to the minerals. Would I be correct in that?
Well, kind of, but also Lurker has, I think, 2 mineral boost patches.
Oh, really? Which ones? Oh, are they like the...
The bottom right one and the... not the very top one, but the second top one. Maybe it's the top one. So I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with this map really. But it looks like there's 2 mineral boost patches maybe. Or maybe at least 1. Also there's like a wind tunnel going on. I'm not sure what
yeah, sorry, that was me. I'm gonna mute my microphone on stream just a second. Wait, actually, do I sound staticky to you, or do I sound fine?
You sound normal.
Okay, because apparently there was a little bit of static before, and I think I need to like tighten all my cables. But I'll do that after the stream. There's no need to do that now. I mean, there's not really been too much difference in between the builds, right? I mean, we've got a spawning pool coming up for Kingpin in a pretty interesting location.
Yeah, it's not really the best sim city I would say, but it's a 12 hatchery against a 12 pool. But it is pretty risky to go for a 12 hatchery in this map because it's so like far away from your choke points.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is, like, if you haven't seen this map before, guys, there is, like, a smaller choke outside the front of the mineral-only third, so I guess we could see, Lurker trying to hold on to that instead of his main, but usually if you see people doing that, I've seen a lot of Zergs go for the hatchery at the mineral-only, but it looks like Kingpin's going to take his natural as well, so...
Yeah, they're both playing it risky, and I guess it's not going to matter since they're both doing the same thing. Although Kingpin does have the pill slightly earlier, which is going to put him at a disadvantage.
He's also up one supply somehow. I guess he's sneaked out a couple of extra drones, right? Oh no, they're
Oh,
Lings.
and that's because of the Lings, and Lurker's got his larva waiting for this one pill, so that's kind of the only reason.
Oh yeah, there we go. Even on supply again by the time that Lurker's or Kingpin's Lings get over to Lurker's base, he should be pretty normal. I guess he'll be able to defend this pretty easily, I guess.
Yeah, and you should have a huge lead really. 12 hatch against 12 pill is very difficult for the 12 pill player. He's going for a layer though, not Zerglin speed, which
Yeah,
is interesting.
we see Lurker going for Zergling speed first as well, so that could come into it a little bit later. We actually do have more Lings out on the map now for Lurker as he does push down towards Kingpin's base. And this could be a pretty decisive move if he does get speed, because we do not see speed yet for Kingpin.
Yeah, it looks like he might just be going for a speedling bust here, which should usually work because it's 12 hatchery against 12 pill. So you're going to have more lings, and he's got speed against no speed, so he should outmaneuver as well.
Yeah, Kingpin got a pretty good engagement though. Lurker didn't take the right angle there and did lose a few lings, but here we go, splitting a single ling off to try and get around. That's a really clever move.
And as soon as Kingpin Zerglings get to the choke here, Lurker's going to have his Zerglin speed, and Kingpin's not going to be able to escape if Lurker wants to take the engage, but he doesn't seem to be taking the engage for some reason.
I think
I'm not
he's a
sure
little bit
why.
nervous about what's going on. You can see him sending out that one ling just to sort of scout around, see what's there. Maybe he thought the ling speed would be finishing up for Kingpin at the same time, perhaps, but
You'd have to imagine he's going for Zerglin speed, but he wasn't, and he could have completely surrounded and killed all of those lings there.
looks like Lurker was maybe waiting for a few extra lings. He's going to move out on the map now, but I think the ling count is quite even on both sides.
But Lurker has quite a good concave, not anymore, but
Oh my
nice
god.
micro, pulling the lings down.
Yeah, that was really nice. Really, really close engagement as well. And, I mean, of course, Kingpin is now in a pretty good position. His Spire is going to be a little bit quicker. And he's going to be able to start adding on those muters. I mean, he could also go for Scourge as well to sort of try and snipe those initial muters from Lurker.
Yeah, Lurker kind of missed out on the opportunity there where he could have just completely surrounded and killed that one group of lings that had no Zerglin speed. That was like a game winning move, but missed out on it this time. And he's going to get this scout on the Spire timing now of his Overlord.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that is kind of nice to say, I guess, is I know it's kind of overstated how hard Brood War is to play, but when you said like you miss the ability to just win the game, like when you're actually playing, it's so hard to find those. Like one of the reasons why the best players are the best is they know exactly when they have enough to just go and win, and it's just so crazy when you see the best of the best playing like that.
It's great. They're actually both just going for Ling spam, even if their Spire's done. Non-stop Zerglings coming out here.
Well, and this is going to be a good concave for Kingpin if he's lucky, but Lurker with really, really nice micro there, getting around the back of the links again.
Nice micro from both players, really. One Muta will sort of edge out this victory for him in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, Lurker's going to eventually have to stop building wings because we do finally see the muteless coming up for Kingpin. We do actually have a couple of mutas spawning. I mean, the funny thing as well, neither of them have really added any extra drones. So we have, how many is it? 7, the 10 drones in Kingpin's base. And Lurker
Yeah.
has one extra drone, so that could come into it.
They're both very mineral stars, so I'd imagine Scourge spam is going to come out very shortly, and then we're going to have a Muta Scourge battle, most likely.
Oh, this could be actually quite dangerous. Lurker trying to get this first Overlord. Oh, I thought they were muteless at the top. It was actually just some lings.
There is some Scourge coming for them though, and if he doesn't see them, he might. Oh no, he's going to be fine actually. Oh,
Oh,
here's the micro.
Oh my
Does
god.
get 2 meters really low from the 2 Scourge hits though.
Yeah, that's really nice. And Lurker's actually the one supply blocked. Despite, I guess, the muteless of Kingpin must have found an overlord somewhere.
And these 3 lings want to sneak in and see if they can get some drone kills. But they get picked off easily.
Yeah, I mean,
And these 3 meters come from the south.
he's trying to
Think
get some
about
drones,
it.
but he's like, oh wait, there's no drones here. And oh, this could actually be a big mistake. He did get the 2 Scourge hits, but I mean, it's 8 mutas against 3 at the moment. He's going to have to fly home as soon as he possibly can. But there's going
He
to be
does
some
have
Scourge.
reinforcement Scourge coming, but he's going to have to micro along with his meters to make these Scourge do anything.
Yeah, one thing to note about all these players is the people who've been playing Zerg for a long time have spent a lot of time practicing muteless micro against Scourge. And it's going to come into play right here, right now. We do have a couple of extra muteless coming in for Kingpin. But Kingpin's the one now supply blocked.
This is a very strange sort of no drones at your natural ZVZ going on here.
Yeah, there's one drone finally for Kingpin at his, going to be getting some extra gas. Which, I mean, is going to allow him to get a lot more Scourge, but both of them have just been sort of either supply blocked or very near supply blocked for a very, very long time in this game.
He's going for the Scourge bomb again, but his meters are like not with the Scourge, so they're just going
Ooh,
to get microed down, I think.
he does get one of the muteless, so gets another
It just
one.
hidden. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so many great hits. Gonna even up the muteless count a little bit more. And I mean, we could be in for a very, very long ZVZ here if this keeps going the way it is.
Oh yeah, but Kingpin is just completely mineral starved. He has 500 gas. He's mining from both the extractors, but all he can afford is Scourge. And if they just keep getting micro down, maybe Lurker can finally add on some drones and get his natural gun.
Now, did we miss something killing drones in Kingpin's base, or did he actually transfer more drones over to his natural just to
I
mine
think
the
he
gas?
transferred them over.
Yeah, because he was sort of, as you said, he was mineral starved, and he actually took drones off of minerals to get more gas for some reason. I guess maybe he's focusing a lot on Scourge at the moment, so maybe that could be helping him just a little bit.
Yeah, he is trying to do the Muta Scourge victory, although there is like more than an entire group of mutas coming for him.
Yeah, but
And he has like 8 mutas. So if these Scourge get micro down, there's not much he's going to be able to do.
He got another 2 Scourge hits though, just on the way in. And there we go, looks like we're going to have Scourge coming in from both sides. Some of Lurker's mutas are actually heavily damaged, and another 2 Scourge do go in. And this could be very, very close.
All of Kingpin's mutas are just getting annihilated. And it's all up to the reinforcement Scourge just picking off the mutas because he doesn't seem to be able to micro. Maybe there's like some lag or something.
Yeah,
All of his drones are falling down now, and he's going for the Hail Mary 4-lings across the map here.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to work, but he's trying to hold on. I mean, we've seen a few players today go for the... Oh my god, the Scourge died as they popped. I think he shot the egg too much or something. That was really weird.
He's running all of his drones away from 3 Zerglings right now.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's bringing all his units back to defend as well. Strange choice, instead of just ending the game.
I think he just doesn't want to die to anything stupid. He knows he's got an insane advantage right now. And I mean, Kingpin even saving one of his lings. Gonna send that back home.
Suddenly the strangest base race CVZ going on right now. But Kingpin has just lost too many drones, I think.
Yeah, he's barely getting any minerals.
Now.
He's still mining off of like 6 drones on gas, I think. So, oh no, he doesn't have anything in his main mining gas now. But here we go. This is going to be the moment that I think is going to end the game. It's going to take an absolute miracle to hold on against this.
Yeah, Scourge cannot shoot down, so it's going to be a problem. An entire control group of Zerglings move in here, kill an extractor, which is prime target, of course.
Oh man, the final drones are running away. The Scourge coming in to try and get the Mulisks, but the micro's just been way too good here for Lurker. But Lurker's still supply blocked on 34, by the way.
The Scourge want their vengeance though, they're coming back to try and kill the mutas.
Oh, and the Lair's about to go down as well. I think I think all Kingpin wants to do is just kill the Mutalisks, and then he's gonna leave. But the spawning pool's gonna go down, the Spire's gonna go down as well. Using the Scourge to scout out, and GG! Lurker is gonna take a very impressive ZVZ against Kingpin there.
It was a very odd one, but took it in the end.
Okay, so moving back to the camera backdrop, I am going to do what I usually do as normal. Going to go into the intro, let's load up the next replay, and we will be back in just a moment. See you soon. Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the STPL. I am your host Kix. Joining me today is Cadenzi, and it's been a lot of fun so far. We are going to move on to the fourth game in the series between DM and Net Wars. Should be a lot of fun. Just quickly hosting up the next replay. Cadenzi's in here with me. Let's start this up. Make sure it's paused so I can get all the positions set up as well. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you're watching so far, guys. I do see there's 113 of you tuning in to enjoy the SCPL, so I do appreciate every single one of your support, so thank you for coming along. Hopefully you've enjoyed it enough to tune in again. As you can see just below me, okay, I'm gonna do it that way. Just below me there, we are on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 2100 CEST. It's going to be Wednesday and Friday again next week, just because we've had a little bit of thing with two of the teams, but hopefully that's going to be sorted soon. We've got some very, very exciting players coming up for you here. Some little bit of weird colours, but you know what, there's not too much we can do about that. But it should be... Wait.
Strange tags as well.
I have the wrong replay. Koget, you've sent me the wrong replay, man. I hope Koget's still here. Like, it's like 1 AM or something. Just 1 second. I think DM sent me the replays as well, so let me just see if I've got that.
And what are the scores just now?
It's 2-1 for... It's 2-1 for DM, so...
Okay, so it's not like anti-spoiler replay or something?
No. It's on the wrong map for an anti-spoiler replay as well. Wait, this is a fighting spirit game as well. What the hell? What replays have these people been sending me? They're trying to kill me. That's it. Like,
have all the problems today.
Last week, Mazur sent me a game of him versus the computer, and I was just like, what? I thought someone was joking around and just set their ID to computer or something. But yeah, that was a fun experience. Let me just unzip this other RAW. These replays come in from DM, so they should have the right replay in. And yeah, Pontic, I do apologize. Condensi's camera is turned off at the moment just because it was lagging Discord and we kept going all robot-y, so we thought to do that we would just stick to my camera for now. I'll hopefully bring the camera back up next time. It didn't really matter too much though. Just going into the replay folder, gonna make sure that I've got all the right replays, and hopefully DM haven't got a Net Wars practice game either, because that'd be kind of weird. But wait, didn't even... Oh, hold on, I'm being silly. It didn't save properly. But I do apologize for the delay. So let's... Apparently I just refreshed my stream chat, so whatever people are saying I can no longer see.
It's probably for the best, Julian. when you think
Yeah.
about it.
Okay, I've got the right replays. It's all good. Let's make sure these are extracted. I'm going to send them to the right folder. And let's host that up. So, let's go back in time. Let's go back to when I was just first getting this already. And let's get going. So guys, you are watching the SCPL. And we are moving into the fourth game between NetWars and... NetWars and DM. I don't know why the hell I forgot their names. But we are going to be moving on to a really cool game here. Probably who I would class as the ace player of NetWars coming out here, trying to bring his team back into the series. Now, I have way too many replays, I don't even know what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay, I've got the right replay. If you can join on me, Cadenzi, we can get going, and we can finally get started with this game. While this is loading up, I think I put all the wrong positions in, so I'm going to have to do that again. But I can do that once we've started, that's fine. So let's head on over to the overlay, and let's find out who is playing who. But finally we do have the right replay, which is good.
Excellent, and it's on the right map as well.
It is. I don't know how I didn't realise that before. I was looking at it, I was like, huh, they spawned both on the right. That doesn't look like Shinhan, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. So just quickly updating all the colours and everything, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so let's head on over to the overlay. Let's introduce our players, and let's introduce the map they're going to be playing on, and this should be a lot of fun. This is the fourth game in the series, and NetWars are currently trailing 2-1 down to DM. And let's see if our player here, Koga, can bring it back for NetWars. Can he take it to that ace match on New Empire of the Sun? Or is DM Ammonia making his debut game here? Is he going to be enough to stop the Polish powerhouse in Koga? What do you think, Cadenzi?
Well, I do not actually know anything about DM Ammonia. I've never heard of this player before.
I must admit, I haven't either, so it should be kind of interesting to see how he does. It is going to be a PvT, of course, so that could play into it a little bit. And of course, Cadenzi knows what map this is going to be on because she's in the replay, but it's going to be on Shinhan. Now, there has been some very, very infamous PvTs on this map. And one of them probably got me into the game, and if I hadn't have seen that game, I probably wouldn't be here today casting with Cadenzi, casting the SCPL. Yep, that was the 2008 Incruit OSL Finals on Shinhan. Stork famously proxy-gated Fancy and beat him in this game, and you know what? That game made me fall in love with Terran for some reason, even though Terran lost. So, I'm a weirdo. I like Terran. I know you like Zerg. We don't have a Protoss friend anymore because he disappeared, but it's all good. We are going to get into the game, and let's get started with the fourth game in the series. Okay, I'll let you introduce the first player again.
Okay, in the bottom left corner here we have the green Terran. It's NetWars Koga.
And his opponent spawning up in the top right position. We do have the red Protoss. It's going to be Ammonia fighting for DM. And he's on match point.
It looks like he's not going to be doing the crazy proxy strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of ballsy to do that against Koga. Obviously, Koga is arguably one of the top, well, he's most certainly, I would say, the top European Terran player at the moment. Maybe Dandy and Terra edge out slightly above him, I'm not too sure, but he did have that really, or now infamous, it was even mentioned in the Pylon show by our Toasted in Control, had that TBT with Shiny in the last of At You, which he did really well in. So,
yeah, that's really impressive. I went toe-to-toe with Shiny.
yeah, I mean, there were weird games, and I will agree that there has been... Oh, thank you for the following you. I will agree with Artosis and say the games were very strange, so we had a lot of proxies going on. and the 2 games that Kogat won was via proxies, but it's fine. And Kogat actually whispered me in Twitch. It was actually this replay that was wrong. You uploaded you versus Venom, who is also on Net Wars, on Fighting Spirit, so I don't know what that was about, but we see Kogat going for an 11-11, very indicative of probably an FD here.
Yeah, and Ammonia's going for standard gateway gas as well. And he's going to come in here with his Bisu harass probe. Let's see what it can do.
Yeah, this is one of the most frustrating things about playing Terran, but Kogat looks like he's not going to deal with that. He's sending an SCV out immediately to try and get that attack down on the probe.
Yeah, looks like the probe isn't even really going to be trying to harass the Barracks SCV or anything. He's just going to skip around.
Kogat getting some really nice shots on the probe as it's running past him. Of course, the probe's going to regen that health, but still really, really impressive by him.
Yeah, and he's getting his marine out now, and the probe is just going to be shut down. And the factory's getting put up, and he's pulled all of his guys off of gas, so probably going for the command center.
Kind of interesting he's pulled all of them off of gas, though. Usually you would at least keep one SCV on gas, because he's not going to be able to build a machine shop. He's going to most certainly be going for a vulture here at least.
And he is going to scout that it's one gateway dragon, so it'll be interesting to see what he changes. And this is like a kind of bad map for putting a bunker down somewhere, because there's like the back door.
Yeah, one thing we often see Terran players do on this map is actually build 2 bunkers, but to be honest, I don't think Ammonia is going to go for that back route. It takes a long time to get down there, and you kind of lose the initiative, I guess, with your engagement. But here we go, 3 guys back on gas. I guess Kogat's timed this out pretty well. He's obviously a way better Terran player than me, so he knows what he's doing. He often watches a lot of pro players play as well. Now, Ammonia is doing a pretty good job of just hiding pylons right now. He's got one in the very top right of his base. Very unlikely that if Kogat gets back in there, he's going to check for that. Kogat was scouting around for any proxies or anything like that, but still. You know what? He timed it out so well that he got his machine shop anyway, and he's got a tank, so... I don't know, Kogat's just taught me something there. I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty solid. And now he's got his 400 minerals. There's his command center. Looks like a nice build, actually.
I guess the one difference is when you're going for Siege Expand, you can normally get the command center around 21 supply, but maybe off the fact he knew that... You know what, I'm actually kind of confused about this, because you can usually get the tank, Siege, and then still get the command center around 21, 23 supply or something, so... Kind of surprised, actually. Maybe the command center comes in before, but he's delayed it a little bit. He's got it more at the sort of FD timing, I guess. So nothing too much there.
He is getting mines, so it's not like siege or anything.
Yeah, this is kind of a odd sort of... It's almost like a fake double, in a way. We have the SCV coming in. The reason why I say it's a fake double is that there's only 2 Marines.
Oh, airport. Interesting.
Ooh, Koga playing my favourite style, going for a very, very early starport here. You know what, maybe this is Koga saying, hey, Kix, like, he's obviously my coach in CPL, so he's probably like, Kix, watch this replay, do this, it'll win you games. And I appreciate that a lot, but... Here we go. I mean, we got 1 Vulture, 2 Marines, and 2 tanks. He's obviously got mines out front, so there's going to be no DT shenanigans. I mean, he is going for a Robo, so it's probably going to be for Reaver. But that obviously does keep him safe back at home. But he's not going to be able to be too aggressive with this army, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, and he is going for the academy for the quick scanners, so. But he's not going for any more upgrades on his machine shop right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to delay that. He did obviously want to use that extra gas just to get the starport up, get his control tower up as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't see probably speed before siege mode here.
Or maybe just nothing ever.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't want to build any upgrades.
Here's the dropship coming though.
Oh, he went for Armory and Dropship at the same time, which is why he delayed his siege mode so long. Thing is, he's got really, really nice scouting going on at the moment. He's got vultures going along the right side of the map. As the Marine moving through the middle, he knows that Ammonia is playing very, very passively at the moment. So he's going to be pretty free to do whatever he wants here.
He does have a couple of, 5 mines on those vultures, so with the drop there's going to be mines.
Yeah, that's obviously a very good thing to have, Neil. Kind of strange that he would go for this drop without speed first, but maybe he just wants to be extra safe. He doesn't obviously have vision over exactly what the Protoss player is doing. He did put a scan down before. I did miss what he was scanning, but I only imagine he was looking for the tech.
Did he put anything in this dropship yet, or is he going to bring the vultures over?
He's bringing the vultures over. You can tell in a replay if you click on it.
Um,
Yeah, this is a very. I know there was probably other Terran players who did this first, but one of the first Terran players I really watched that did this a lot was Fantasy. Like he'll send his dropship ahead of the vultures, and then move the vultures in afterwards. One of the other things I also saw him do was just move the vultures first, and then use those to sort of scout. But this could do a lot of damage. Ammonia's units are miles away from the main right now, and here we go. Kuga drops into the main mineral line. How much damage is he going to be able to do?
a lot apparently, and then, oh, is he going to get out?
Ooh, he gets away with 36 health.
He's built a ReV for the shuttle of the reavers. Did he get a scan on the tech at the top right corner? Do you know?
I think he must have done. Although when you look at his vision, yeah, he has seen that part of the map. I think he scouted the pylon there earlier, so I guess it was just sort of intuition, knowing that if there's a hidden pylon like that, he's probably going to put his tech there.
And it has a double reaver drop that's going to be coming out with
Now,
shuttle speed as well.
is he going to repair his dropship? Yes, he is. This makes me so proud of Koga. I love watching people repair things. Like, that sounds so strange, right? And I know it is very strange, but the amount of Terran players I see that do not repair their units just infuriates me. Like,
He has 3 Goliaths as well. He's gonna like super overkill this dropship when it comes in.
yeah, he's also got the turret there. He's got the turret binders natural. Here we go. The shuttle's coming in. It's got 2 Reavers in. The Reavers drop down, and this is quite a big move. But he's not going to be able to get the Reavers out. These Reavers are toast. And a really, really nice unit movement back by Koga. Gonna save his tank at least for now. And both the Reavers have gone down.
Yeah, that is a big blow to Ammonia. And Koga's actually going to take the supply lead in turn versus Protoss, which means Protoss is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we have Ammonia just leaving units all over the place trying to defend against further drops, but Koga's just doing such a good job here. He's moving units around the top. We have another scan coming down on the main, checking to see if there's any units there, because we actually have the dropship moving up on the left side. Gonna move past this observer though, so he's gonna be spotted.
And Koga's +1 is finished now, and he's starting his +2 instantly, because he's already got his science facility.
Yeah, Koga's putting on a really, really good Terran masterclass here of how to just play this kind of style. He's using the mobility of his vultures to just move around, keeping his slow and steady tanks in his dropship, and just keeping it alive, making sure he doesn't lose anything, and he's going to take a 3rd base behind this as well.
Yeah, and the Protoss has no 3rd base coming, but he does have a fleet beacon with carriers on the way.
So he does. This is a very strong option. I mean, when you're behind, when you're ahead, just go carriers. It's cool. Carriers are good. But you know what? Koga already has all the required pieces to deal with this. He got a very early armory. His upgrades are going to be very good as well. As you said, he did get that +2 straight away. And I mean, I think it's more a desperation move by Ammonia here. He knows he's in a pretty awful position. I mean, Koga has just been completely smothering him. Like, if you just take a second to turn off the vision of Ammonia, look how much of the map that Koga can see. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, Koga is in complete control right now, and he's even adding on more factories, so he's going to have a really nice Goliath production for the carriers.
Yes, the tank's dropping down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the engagement at the top gonna go for Ammonia's favor, but I mean, Koga's not gonna mind about that too much. Oh, but you may get the dropship. That's a really nice amount of unit movement there by Ammonia, clearing out some of the mines and getting the dropship. So he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. But Koga looking to try and take a little bit of a position on the middle of the map.
Yeah, he's pushing with some turrets getting put down, supply depots even. Two machine shop factories pumping tanks still as
Yeah, that's
and he
going to be a
just
pretty
gets
good
the
fight.
scan on the carriers just now.
Oh wow, that's such an amazing scan for him to get. So important to know those carriers are coming. Now, one thing that, if you guys don't know, one of the things that I learned from Day 9's video series recently is carriers from start to end take about 5 minutes for the first ones to come out. So it's been 5 minutes now for this carrier to be here, and it's going to be even longer before he gets all of the interceptors. And of course, this has been scanned pretty early. Koga is going to be able to go for a timing attack if he so chooses to. He's unsieged a lot of his tanks. Are we going to see him push?
Yeah, looks like he's going for a +2 timing push here. He's even got a science vessel.
Yeah, +2 very, very close to finish. He's adding on another factory. Of course, does have his third base, third gas as well. So we should see him going up to about 9 factories here when he's ready. And he's going to be pumping a lot of Goliaths here. And this is going to be such a hard position for Ammonia to fight back from.
Yeah, and he's even picking off observers as well. So Ammonia's like a lot more in the dark now. He's pulling his observers back to the middle though, so he's trying to figure out when this push is going to arrive.
Yeah, the observers are doing a pretty good job scouting around, seeing what they can see, but the trouble is Koga is in such a commanding position here. It looks like we're going to have some probes transferring past the Vulture as well. So that base is going to get scouted too, and that Vulture even getting a couple of probe kills before the 3 probe kills even before that goes down.
He has his +2 now. I don't know if he has EMP in his vessel, but I would have to imagine so.
Yeah, looks like we have another load of probes going down there for Ammonia. I mean, Ammonia's doing a good job macroing up his carriers, but he's only building 1 carrier right now. He's not got his second carrier building. There we go, we finally do see that.
So he does have the 4 carriers now. Is he going to start doing some damage with them?
It's a bit difficult. The trouble is Ammonia is going to really have to use these 4 defense. Like, Koga scouted this early enough. He's got a lot of Vultures, a lot of Goliaths, and this is a ton of tanks here. I think this is definitely... Yeah, it's 1 control group of tanks. He does have this vessel as well. Going to be good for the EMP, but... I mean, the carriers are going to take so long to actually get to the engagement. So this is going to be the moment that Koga can really pounce in and do some damage.
Yeah, he's got 7 factories pumping Goliaths, 2 pumping tanks. Oh, and his army is so scary right now.
It is.
Taurus is 000 upgrades. Here comes the carriers though, what can you do?
Nice D-Matrix on that front Goliath. Gonna keep it alive for a lot longer than it should be. But here we go, a lot of the Goliaths actually going down. There's only 2 Goliaths here, 4 now. The final Goliath going down, and these carriers, at least for the time being, have free reign over the Terran army.
One of them is very low though, so only 2 of the carriers are on full health, and there is another control group of Goliaths about to arrive.
And a single Marine is killing the carrier. Oh, there we go. That poor Marine,
Yeah,
not long for this world.
all of the shield depleted from 1 Marine.
Oh, the vessel actually going in, suiciding on the main base of the Protoss. And here we go, the carriers pushing, or the Goliaths and tanks pushing into the natural. Can Ammonia hold on?
And the interceptor count is dropping drastically. Look at these Goliaths, they just hold position, standing there, killing all the interceptors.
Yeah, he's on 2-1 upgrades now, and that's too much. GG! Koga is going to take us to our ace match between between DM and NetWars. Now, this is one question that I never usually get to ask because I obviously know who's going to be in the ace match, but given everything you've heard so far and everything that I've said, if you were to fathom, have a guess, who do you think DM are going to send out here against Koga?
Maybe White's gonna come out again because he had a kind of bad game and he wants to redeem himself.
Very possible. I'm going to host up the next replay and you're going to find out. So it's going to be on New Empire of the Sun. I'm going to quickly bring up the intro once again, guys, and we will be back in just over a minute. See you soon. Okay, guys, we are back. My cat is going absolutely insane behind me, and we are going into our final game of this evening. It's going to be the ace match of a Net Wars versus DM, and unfortunately, Cadenzi, you were incorrect
Yeah, it's gonna
because
be Tech.
it is indeed. So let me just bring up the overlay just to show that off. And let's get started with the game. So here we go. It's going to be Tech versus Koga. Tech, obviously, I did mention before, he's like pretty much the ace player for DM. And he's 6 for 1 at the moment. He has done an insane job. His only loss is against Terran, though. And Koga doing a really good job as well. He's 4 for 1, and he is 3-0 in TVP.
Yeah, and Koga is super strong. It's gonna be a real rough battle for Tech, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting match, though, because... Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, for a second I forgot what map we're going on to, but wait, why is the... I didn't change the map.
Is this Fighting Spirit?
No. I thought it was for a second. I was like, oh my god, what has happened? But no, I just didn't change the map name. Let me just quickly do that. There we go. So if I go back to the map stat screen, it's as if nothing ever happened. And as you can see, we're moving on to New Empire of the Sun. We've had a lot of really crazy games on this map. We're 1 for 1. I think it's actually 2 for 1. I need to update all the stats, but on PvT so far. And this is easily the strongest player on Net Wars, and I believe the strongest player on DM. So this could be a very, very close game. This is a very important game for both of them as well. I did mention before that they are incredibly close in the league table. I'll just show that off again. But both of them on 3 for 1. This is like pretty much... This is one of the most important series for them overall. If one of them could, well, one of them is going to win today, and that is likely going to give them the top spot in Group A. SK Alpha unfortunately did get disqualified from round 1. But let's actually head on over to the game, and let's get started with yet another TVP. Yeah, hopefully you don't mind all the TVPs. This is more my domain, but here we go. We are in the game, and starting us off in the bottom right position is going to be the orange Protoss. It's Tech.
And in the bottom left corner, the purple Terran again. Won the last game. It's Koga from Net Wars.
It is indeed. Now, this is the ace match. All the marbles are being played for at the moment. They are playing with their... Wait, I'm trying to think of the right word. They are playing with their pogs. Like, whoever wins this is taking them all home, and the other one's going home crying. So, this is such an important match for both these teams.
Did you play Pogs at school?
I did, but we never played for keepsies at our school, so I was fine.
Oh, they definitely played for keepsies at my school.
The main like schoolyard thing that we used to do was conkers until one year they got banned because they were too dangerous. I don't know why, but that was funny. But I mean, it should be kind of cool to see how both of them are going to play each other here. Tech has played some really, really good games this tournament. His PvP is absolutely stellar, and his PvZ is pretty good as well. So, not too sure about his PvT, but unfortunately, Aegyo, you missed. Oh, was it 4 or 5 ZVPs already, and is he 2 ZVCs maybe? So you missed
Yeah,
a
two
lot of
games.
Zerg games today. Yeah, we see the barracks coming up for Koga at normal timing. Probably going to see that gas being added on as well, though he could go for a one round. No, there we go. Gas being added on as well.
And Tech's just in standard gateway gas as well.
I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, unless you see some kind of proxy, most TVPs start off the same way. It's kind of like TVZ in that respect, but personally for me, TVP is probably my favorite matchup in the game. So I always love watching TVPs. So I get pretty hyped for PVT.
Looks like he's not going to bother if even a zealot. So yeah, just playing really standard, I guess. Is it standard to skip the zealot or not?
Yeah, he's playing super duper standard. Like the Zealot can be good, but he knows that Koga's probably going to have the correct walling, the correct defense with his Marines. And the other thing is, it's a 4-player map. He doesn't know where his opponent is. And I mean, judging by where he's sending his probe, he's going to scout his opponent last. So
Yeah, he's doing the dragon range, dragon, and yeah, he's not going to scout him for a very long time because this map is ridiculous.
why would you say it's ridiculous?
It just takes an awful long time for the scouts to get around.
I must admit it does. Now, interestingly, they've drawn a little N, and Tech is going to go ruin it now. So thanks for nothing, Tech. Ruining the minimap. But pretty cool job by Tech so far. He's going for that goon range, obviously. Going to go for one gateway. Probably going to see him expand on around 28 supply, I would say. So not going to see anything crazy aggressive from him.
Koget's already got his command center on the way. Machine shop building. One on gas.
Now, the one crazy thing to me, and this is certainly not standard by Koga here, is he's built the command center at his natural. That is so dangerous to do, but he knows exactly where the Protoss units are, so he can afford to do this.
And he probably figures it's going to be last scout with the probe as well.
Yeah, so the probe moves in, doesn't even see the expansion, just sees 2 Marines. Gonna try and get in to see this, but he's just a little bit too far away. I've just got my eye on his vision to see if he can see it, but I mean, obviously with the 2 Dragoons coming in, this is going to be the moment where it starts to hurt to really build your command center here as soon as range is done. But no, he times his bunker perfectly.
Oh, that might be half the fault of Tech there, sort of waiting around.
Yeah, he did sort of sit back a little bit, but I guess he was a bit worried. He couldn't scout what was behind that, didn't know there was an expansion. And Koga doing a really good job putting his barracks there to help wall off, help keep his tank alive a little bit better. Meanwhile, we do actually have the Robo coming up after one single gateway for Tech, so this is likely going to be for Reva.
And Koget is going fast armory, so he might have Goliaths out in time to stop the dropship.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last game, Koga loves getting all that anti-Reva play. I mean, he completely demolished the Revas in the last game from Ammonia. So, I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see if we are going to see Tech go for that. Maybe he's going to feel a little bit more confident than his teammate was. I'm not sure how much they spoke in between the games, but obviously, if this was normal Pro League, they'd obviously speak a lot in between the games. The coaches would come over and stuff like that. So, let's see if that plays into it at all.
It looks like he's going to throw down his third right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing incredibly greedily here. We have Kogut going for the scan. Gonna scan the main, gonna see the Robo, and he's gonna see the observatory. So it's not gonna be for ReV, like I thought it would be.
Oh, it's Vulture Speed come in first here. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think he wants to try and do as much probe damage as he can overall. He knows that he's pretty safe. Tech isn't going to be breaking his bunker anytime soon. Gets the probe make in the third. And is going to be able to try and get to the main.
Oh,
there we go. He kills that vulture pretty quickly.
yeah, he has speed, but he only has a single vulture, so it's not really going to do too much right now.
Yeah, he's also not adding any more vultures on, so I do wonder what he's planning to do. I think he's waiting for his second factory to finish.
He's been really ballsy with these 3 tanks, just moving out and killing these 2 dragoons for free.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was the good thing about having that vulture. He knew how many dragoons were out there. He pulled the dragoons back a little bit as well, away from his choke, so that gave him the ability to just move in like that. And we do once again.
For fast +1 attack.
And the starport again, it's exactly the same build, or slightly different. He didn't go for mines first, went for speed, but still really, really nicely done by Kogut, showing he has got a very good understanding of the matchup, and showing why he's 3 for 0 in TVP at the moment in the SCPL.
Oh, this time Tech is going for the fast third base instead of the 2-base carrier, so we'll have to see how that plays out differently.
Yeah, I mean, fast 3 base can be pretty dangerous. Of course, Kogut's extra factories are going to be very, very delayed. Like, one of the things that... This was going back to 2015. There was a B- IC Cup player that used to be an end stop with me with Arcneon. And one of the things he said when I was doing these fast starport builds, he said I was adding my factories too late, because I was getting my factories down 8 minutes. And he said by 6 minutes you should have your 3 factories as well. Obviously, Kogut not doing exactly the same build I do, but his extra units are going to be very, very late. I mean, he's relying on single vultures to try and do damage right now.
Tech does have full eyes on him with the double observer scouting him. But there is a vulture that is laying 3 mines behind its third and killing 1 probe, I think.
Yeah, that got the 1 probe before it ran in. Tech run the probes away. And that was the end of that chapter.
Here comes the Terran dropship.
Yeah, that's going to be a good
Where
move
would
for
you
him.
drop your vultures on this map here?
Now, personally for me, what I would do is I would first take the island with a SCV, and then I would go for the vulture drop at the natural, and drop 2 at the natural, fly over, drop 2 in the main, and then try and move some into the third as well at the same time. But that's hard to do.
What if you put a tank at 6 o'clock? You know how right of the furthest minerals at 6 o'clock island? Can that hit the natural probes or not?
I don't think so. I know if you were to drop a ghost to the left of the natural, you could nuke, but I don't think we're going to see nukes here. We do have an early science facility though, but it's going to be scoured by the observer.
So many vultures just scouting all of the map right now. He has really nice vision and he's dropping actually 2 tanks instead of vultures.
Yeah, he's doing something really clever, like I don't know if you can see from the minimap, but basically the architecture of the map gives you this cool little high ground pod over the third base that you can really, really abuse here. And it looks like he's going to try and do that, but he needs to be careful. Tech has units there already.
He has 6 gateway Protoss guns so it's pretty strong.
I can hear something dying, but I can't... Oh, there we go. 2 dropships, 1 drop into the main, 1 into the natural. A nice mine nearly goes down on the probes. Doesn't quite get it. But this tank with 4 kills, a nice thing there. And the other dropship is coming in behind this to go into the third base at the same time. Kogut trying to pull his opponent apart here.
Very nice multitasking.
Yeah.
Gets a couple of probes.
The only problem is he was a little bit delayed on his second dropship, and as you can see, where he's focusing so much on dropping these units, his money has gone up very, very high right now. He's not really producing out all of his factories. He's only now getting a 5th factory. He's going into 2-1, so that's going to benefit him quite a lot. And we do have that tank actually dropped into the main now.
Yeah, this tank is what's going to maybe get the value back for missing a few macro cycles to get those drops done.
Yeah, 9 kills. Could get a 10th if he targets properly. Doesn't quite get it. It looks like
Looks like
Koga's
he's moving
finally
up
going to...
to his 3rd now, though.
Yeah, the Observer's going to spot this immediately, but the trouble is, the one major thing that Koga's achieved throughout all of those drops is Tech needs to stay back near his base. He can't... Oh, there we go. Koga's also taken the island as well, just as I predicted.
And he has double armory this time, so he's going to get 2-1.
Oh, and this is going to be another tank vulture drop at the natural, and there is nothing here to defend.
Doesn't get too much done though. The probes do all flee to the 3rd.
Yeah, the probes flee to the 3rd. They're going to run back as well, but the one benefit he does have is he is going to be able to add a 4th CC here long before the Protoss is going to be able to take a 4th base.
Oh, Protoss is getting double forge upgrade, so he has 1-1 now.
Heading on to 2-2, they start nearly immediately, I think. Templar Archive's done as well. Do we have a Stargate yet with any Arbiters? It doesn't look like it, but I can only imagine that's going to be the next course of action here for Tech.
Looks like he's looking to push out and get some map control, so he can maybe start looking to take a 4th or something.
Yeah, he needs to be careful though. There's not that many mines out here, but there is still a decent number of mines. There's a lot of vultures all over the place.
He does have decent observer spread going on.
Oh, the mine! That could have been much worse than it was. If that was like a millisecond late, oh no, the observer's gonna go down to the turret. Oh my god, he saves it with 1 health. What on earth is that? And there we go, we have Koga with a lot of units in his 3rd base trying to hold on. He's trying to wall off his bottom of his ramp as well. I mean,
He has really nice scans here, just keeping track of the army.
Yeah, the one thing to note though, Tech now has really good amounts of map control. Now, Koga needs to be careful, but Tech needs to be careful not to overextend.
Looks like he is going to try and push up here, but it's pretty dangerous.
I mean, he's got the supply lead, he's behind in bases, but I don't think he knows that just yet. But here we go, D-Matrix on the front tank. Can this hold for Koga? There's so many vultures here.
Yeah, he's pushing up into the high ground behind supply default. It's really dangerous. It looks like his dragoons are just going to start melting.
Yeah, that was such a good trade for Koga. His supply barely dropped and Tech lost about 70 supply there, so that's a crazy, crazy amount of damage for Tech to be doing. He was definitely ahead in the game before, I would say, despite all the probe damage. But Koga has now done enough damage. He is going to unsiege everything, and he is going on the counterattack. And GG! Koga is going to win against Tech here, taking down the ultimate ace. And he is going to...
Very nicely played by Koga.
It was indeed, and not only that, but that is going to give Koga the win over DM. So that is going to put Net Wars at the top of Group A at the end of Week 6. This was, of course, the last Week 6 game there's going to be, pretty much. We're going to be moving on to Week 7 next week. That'll be played on Sunday, but still a really, really nice series to end us off on. I'm kind of glad you wanted to do the other series first, actually, because that was cool to finish on an ace match, but let me just quickly update the results, and then we can quickly show them off, and then we can say our farewells, I guess. Let me just... Okay, so just moving on to the results screen, let's quickly recap that series, and then obviously Cadenzi and I can say thank you and everything, but here we go. So Tech started off beating Missoula in a PvP, White lost to 0 in a very, very quick CVP. Lurker versus Kingpin was a pretty cool CVC, so if you want to see that, do check out the VODs afterwards. Koget taking out Ammonia and also taking out Tech to finish off DM in the Ace match. Now, really, really cool series. We've had 3 series today, so if you do want to watch any of them, all the VODs will go up on my YouTube. I forgot to record them, so I'm going to spend about 2 hours doing that on Twitch. But you know what, that's not too bad. I just moved
And I
back.
would love to know the new
Yeah,
clipping.
yeah, the new clipping, the new highlights. Oh my god, I was so angry. But you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna say my thank yous first, and I'll allow you to say what you want to say. But thank you, of course, firstly to Cadency for putting up with me for like 3.5, 4 hours. I really do appreciate it. Saved my voice a lot. I don't think I could have done this alone. My voice would have died about halfway through the second series. So I do really appreciate that you came here with me. Thank you to all the people who tuned in as well, all the people who have supported the SCPL, all the people who have donated so far. The prize pool is currently at, I believe, still $914, which is kind of insane to me that I'm hosting a tournament with such a huge prize pool, and it's only round 1, so there's a lot of time for that to go up. Let me just double check, that's definitely still the case. Yeah, so it's still $914.90. If you go on the Match Arena page, you can sort of follow some people on Twitter, add some free money if you want to. But yeah, just thank you all for tuning in. If you did enjoy the SCPL, do feel free to hit that follow button if you can, and tune in next time, and that should be pretty good. But anything to say, Cadenti?
Well played to all the teams. Yeah, to check out future casts. And sorry about all the technical issues that we couldn't really control.
Yeah, one other thing from me as well is make sure to check out Canenti's stream. I'm hoping I got the right Twitch link in the thing, otherwise it's just going to look really stupid. But she does super secret streams all the time. She's a really, really good Zerg player, and her streams are always really entertaining, so do check those out. Thank you for tuning in once again, guys. STPL will be back next week. It's not going anywhere. Week 7 next week, we've got some insane games, some insane matches, so do tune in again, and we will see you soon. Have a very good weekend, and have a very good end to your Friday as well, guys. Have fun.